10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to Thursday Night Life Fly Tying, the show where passion for fly fishing meets creativity and camaraderie. It's our 6th season, and we're thrilled to have you with us. Without all of you who purchased Season 6 kits and our fantastic sponsors, we wouldn't be able to keep going. So for this, we want to start with a huge thank you. Morning View Mercantile, Lyle Peterman Real Estate, Craft Bear Nation, Rocky Mountain Fly Shop, Shore Fishing, Fish Bond, Fly Fusion, and Friesen Brothers. Born in a humble brewery in 2018, our journey began with a simple idea: to bring together like-minded souls for an evening of stories, laughter, and the art of fly tying. Our doors were always open, our hearts always welcoming. When the tides of time brought challenges, we evolved. From a cozy corner in a brewery to screens across the world, Thursday Night Life Fly Tying transformed into a virtual stage, forging the unbreakable T&L fam. Every Thursday, join our hosts, the ever-entertaining Dana and the skilled artisan Tim, as they weave magic with their stories and skills. Dana brings the laughter, and Tim brings the craft. Tonight, as always, we tie 2 unique patterns, celebrate our wins, and share a toast with our favorite beverage from our friends at Craft Beer Nation. Stay tuned for surprises, fly and go and prizes, and above all, the love that binds the T&L fam. Let's dive into the world of fly tying together.
Welcome back to T&L Fly Tying. Thursday Night Live Fly Tying. That's what we're doing. Episode 12. We're Craft Beer Nation. We're tired of these terrible beer reviews. We've gave these guys 11 episodes to get this right.
Terrible.
10 episodes. I don't think they had beer for episode 1. And we can't do it anymore. We got to come in. We got to give you better reviews. So we're going to do one here quick, and then we're going to get to tying. Tiff's over there. She's very skilled. We got the Western Lady Hopper and the Intruder Leech, and we'll get to that right after these reviews.
I got you.
Most important thing first. So first thing is make sure you put it in a glass. You want to pour your beer, get a little bit of head on there, let those sulfates evaporate. Key number 1. Dana keeps missing out on that. So Tiff, what are you drinking?
Ooh, I'm easy vodka Jeff Palmer. Little Taparoozy.
Yeah, focused in there.
I like that.
We know Jeff Palmer, actually. He's a great man in the industry. Works for Carbon Mechanical and takes care of everybody's beer line. So, and me, we are getting a little tappy. Come on. No. What's Tim do? Tim does this something.
This is wow.
There we go. We got it.
Okay.
Kona Big Wave. Second chance for Kona Big Wave here. We got to redeem it.
Oh my god, this is terrifying. There you go. Okay, mine doesn't get any head because it's
Just
a
like
vodka drink.
just like some other people we know.
Shh. This is a family show. Keep it PG. Is it? Ooh. Can I put that in there?
All right. This is Tiff's first time trying the Jeff Palmer.
I don't even know what an Arnold Palmer is, really, to be honest.
Vodka cocktail. And
It has lemony hints. It's bubbly, and it tastes like Jeff.
it's an
Ugh, I don't know if I should say
odd
that
thing
on
to
the air.
know. Anyways, I'm going to drink my sorrows away now after that comment, and let's try this Kona Big Wave. Got to get that out of the mustache here first. Definitely getting hints. Used motor oil, probably a little up front, kind of thick mouthfeel to it. That could be possibly, that might be sewage in the middle. And then right at the end, I kind of get a little bit of the nail polish they were thinking they were tasting, but to me, it's almost more like a nail polish remover. I think that's the more developed palate that they're missing. They're really not picking up on those subtle things. So, yeah.
The details matter.
Definitely. I think going in later too, once those things amalgamate a little bit, they get in there, they shift around. You start picking up some other notes like, definitely manure. We're out in in Gull Lake, so it reminds me of home. But for real, I don't taste nail polish in this. I'm going to be honest. There was some floral notes up front, crisp, clean lager. Golden ale. But decent. What do we got to do now?
I don't know.
I think I hear Tim and Dana breaking out through the door. We
Cage.
probably got to deal with that. So let's kick it to the sponsors.
Yeah.
Thank them, and then try to see if we can reinforce that before they get out. So,
Yeah.
Kick it over to the sponsors, and we'll see you in a minute.
In the heart of nature, when hunger strikes and time is of the essence, Morning View Mercantile has the solution. Witness how we redefine convenience. It's not just a meal, it's an experience. In mere moments, a feast emerges. Delight in the flavors of the wilderness. Morning View Mercantile, your partner in adventure, your ally in taste. For every adventure, a memorable meal. Morning View Mercantile, where every bite is an expedition.
Being up in the high Rockies or up in that area, the different species, right? Still looking to get a brookie under the belt, still looking to get a bull under the belt, but the fish are amazing, and just the landscape is second to none.
Well, I feel like a bit of hijack took place there.
Yeah. I mean, I was pretty proud of us. We took them. I mean, for a dragon and a unicorn to get taken down by an avocado and a panther.
And a panther.
Yeah, we did pretty good.
I am actually Sex Panther. They named a perfume after me, and 60% of the time it works
100%
every
of the time.
time.
Very nice.
You can buy Sex Panther now on the website.
Our website?
I don't know. There's a website, Tim, that sells Sex Panther. And if you buy Sex Panther, we're giving you 1 free can of Kona barf.
Big wave.
Big wave.
Big wave sewage.
Big wave sewage. So we could hear a little bit of the beer reviews in the back closet that they had us tied up with styrofoam.
I didn't know that a Depends or in a diaper could actually be used as restraints, but
Well,
it worked well.
yeah, they're now tied up in a set of preemies
Yeah.
and a set of adults, seniors, whatever they gave me. They got them back tenfold. So that's about enough of them for the day. And we own a beer store. We got better reviews. That's all I could hear in the background.
Developed palates. whatever
Developed
that is.
palates. You want to know a developed palate? I'll be your developed palate. I'll pour this one, which is called Dos Alamos Mexican Lager.
That sounds Mexicano.
Yep. Dog Island Brewing Company, Slave Lake, Alberta. You know,
Interesting for a
very
Mexican type
like
beer.
even further away from the border than we are, but you never know.
Never know.
I'm going to give this one a try. Tim, what are you going to try?
I got some. I got a Black Diamond Distillery spiced cranberry.
Oh.
So I'm going a little bit on the cocktail side
And
of
then-
things tonight.
And then, how about this one? Hey, make sure you pour it in a cup or it doesn't taste quite right.
Yeah, I think he's bigger than you. You might want to be careful. with
That's
all
okay.
Your,
He's
background.
in a cup right now upstairs. And maybe he'll taste better. Or maybe taste like Jeff.
I know.
How about that?
I
We
know
haven't even
what-
talk
what
about
Jeff
that.
tastes like. I just wonder what Dave tastes
I don't
like.
know. Maybe this tastes like Dave. We don't know.
I
We
mean,
don't know.
My drink doesn't have much head, but it sounds like it's got more than Dave gets. So
It sounds
I
to
don't
be
know.
a theme coming from the Tying Table.
yeah,
A headless group have been over there today.
very sparkly though.
That's not even a beer.
Look at that.
What is this?
It's the sparkly wonder.
Is this like Big Bear that Cole was talking about? All right, Dos
Oh,
Alamos.
that is. Tastes like. Ah man,
Dave?
No, yeah. I don't know what he tastes like. but
Fruity.
It's like a hint of beard. No, it's like it's spiced cranberry, so it's like I don't know, like maybe appley berry undertones, but spiced. It's kind of like fall in a glass.
Oh, do you think I got rid of all the sound effects?
I don't know. Probably. You've never been very good at having them ready when you need them.
Nope. We did have a Mexican night.
We did. What are we doing tonight?
Well, this Tim is a pajama party.
Ah,
What are you doing over there tonight? Chewing on your sack of.
I'm gonna start.
We're not
doing
promoting this again. He's having. Well, folks, no longer is this rated G, so
It's not tobacco.
it's not.
Zin.
Zin
is
is
not
sin.
not a sin.
Without much further ado, we might as well welcome you to the Couch People.
Yeah. Who are those
Because although they took over the show,
people? There they
that's
are.
all right.
What's up?
G'day, g'day.
Ooh.
They've learned from Barry. They know now to say the wise words in the microphone.
Oh, yes. Hello.
Speaking to the microphone.
Yeah,
You were
so
saying earlier, this is my my sexy voice.
Yeah.
Sounds
I'm
good.
we won't tell everyone what I
grabbing
called them.
headphones
but-
and a microphone. That's just how I'm walking around speaking to myself.
Yeah,
all day.
I know. It's like, oh, Dave.
I just wonder how good Jeff sounds though.
Yeah,
Can you
he
imagine?
doesn't. He just tastes good.
Yeah,
Mistakes were
Tiff
made.
might have some splaining to do.
Mistakes,
You know?
mistakes made, lessons learned.
So why don't you
And,
introduce yourselves? Tell us
yeah.
who you are, what you do, where you're from.
All right. I'm Tiffany Rutherford.
I'm Dave Rutherford.
Interesting.
And I'm Jeff.
We own Craft Beer Nation. And yeah,
Sorry, say it again. You're
Oh.
what? Sorry, you're
Dave and Tiff from
yeah,
Craft Beer Nation.
Craft Beer Nation. Nice.
What is Craft Beer Nation?
It is Red Deer's one and only all craft beer exclusive liquor liquor store. But we also do sell liquor and wine as well.
And
Try
craft
to keep that
sodas.
to craft sodas.
Ready to drink
Non-alcoholic
Yep.
craft beers as well.
Oh, I have your 05 guy. Steve Lyle's coming
heard.
over to be the 05 guy.
It's nice we have an 05.
We need an 05 guy. He fishes at 05% too. So I said, hey, you might as well bring those skills and sit on the couch and try out some 05s. 0.5s. 0.05. 0.5 or 0.5?
0.
No. Well,
What do the cool
0.5.
kids
Same.
say?
I think 0.5 and 0.5 is the same. Fairly true.
Well, I know
0.5
what
are
I-
the same.
What I do
The decimal
know,
hasn't moved.
although that might be the same, you and Jeff aren't the same.
Apparently not. I gotta step up my pineapple game. I think. I don't know what's
It
going
was
on.
so good.
I've been trying a lot of the pineapple lagers. I might have brought Tim a
Hot sauce and
pineapple,
pineapples.
Burwood, and kombucha.
And we
cocktail as
can
well,
all
so-
hope that we taste like Jeff by the end of the show. I mean, no, that didn't.
You wish.
Yeah, you wish.
All right,
Oh,
sometimes
man.
things get carried away, but yes, Craft Beer Nation. And if you're in the Red Deer area, because that's how you're going to find them, is you're going to stop in on Gasoline Alley. They're just kind of kitty corner from our friends at Morning View Mercantile.
Yeah,
Not
it's
too
true.
far from them.
Yeah. And so why don't you tell everyone about your journey through fly tying?
Tiff.
Wow.
Oh, has Dave.
A lot of this came on as we've known Tim for years. Tim is Tim's barber, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you've ever noticed how fantastic that head of hair is,
That's right.
Probably
I've
done
noticed how
yesterday.
Oh, yeah,
I've
this
noticed
was
how
fresh.
fantastic his head is.
Yeah, very nice head, apparently.
He's way faster with that fade.
Yeah. Look at that face.
So yeah, we known Tim.
Nice cut, G.
Looking for opportunities, obviously, to do some advertisement stuff at the beer store. And Tiff knew all about this podcast and the fly tying. We're like, oh, that'd be an interesting thing to do. So I've fished my whole life. I have never been fly fishing. It's something I've always kind of seen and been interested in. But decided why not go all in? So we got season 6 kit.
Yeah.
Might have bought a Norvice.
Might have bought him.
You know, I figured $20, you know, like why not?
Yeah.
Something like that, you jump in and you grab it. And honestly, it's been fantastic. I've had a blast doing it. I knew it'd be something I'd enjoy.
And but you've never tied before
And
either.
I have never tied. And
So
having the
how's
kid,
how's that been going?
it's been going all right. You know, I have my struggles, but honestly, watching the live and then afterwards going to the quick ties, I've been very successful. It speaks kind of for this system.
Yeah.
And anytime I've had trouble, you know, just the pause, gather yourself, take a minute and get back at it. And I think I've done well. I post a lot of my
Yeah,
stuff
they've
on
been really good.
Instagram
Yeah.
here or there.
Yeah.
We'll see how they fish. If I can get more than one
Well,
cast out of
that's
it,
irrelevant.
Finding,
I remember my
you know?
first few flies. They came back as a hook and some lead. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's not how I sent it out there.
But yeah, for me, it's been great. Even the kid especially, like I've told a lot of people that have come into the store and asked about it because I typically might have my vice and stuff set up
And
at the
tying
store.
while you're waiting.
And tying on the slow times. And really, even for me, like the kit's perfect. I have the materials required. I'm consistently getting the 5 flies out of it. And then even the surplus of material afterwards is great as somebody starting out and not having to just like dump a bunch of money into materials.
Yeah.
And then the business opportunity of afterwards when I open my own fly tying shop and sell pounds of dubbing, just pounds and pounds of dubbing.
Craft beer
You
and
know,
dubbing.
Yeah, like,
Sample
it's gonna
Jeff
be
in the
amazing.
back.
It's going to be amazing. So it's been a blast. Really, really happy to have taken that on and challenged myself with something new. So
Yeah, super good. Super good for you. Fly tying can be intimidating, and fly tying clubs can be great, and they also can be intimidating.
Yeah.
So I think why this works is because people can sit behind their computer and not have to go in front of people, and just watch and learn. And I've watched a lot of these people in here, you know, have success that you had. It's pretty cool. But probably the better part for me is just like having you guys a part of the TNL fam. Super awesome people that just, it's like the right people just keep falling in line and joining the TNL fam. And, you know, if you're new here, you haven't watched before, Tim's going to tie a couple flies for sure. But yeah, it's just kind of a bit of an eclectic show, and it's just a really fun place to hang out on Thursdays. We only have 2 left. Episode 12 is tonight, and episode 13 is next week, and then it's over until Christmas next year. Yeah, so
Feels wild.
it goes fast, it goes quick. If you're wondering about the kits, we sell kits. It's all 13 episodes have materials packed in those kits. We tie 2 patterns per each episode, and in those kits, per each pattern is the fly already tied, and then you're going to get material to tie up to 5 more of those flies. And like Dave said, sometimes you just get way too much material. And then sometimes there's a piece missing or whatever, but just let us know and we just send you out another kit and do our best to make that right. As it will never be perfect because it is hand packaged. We have not found a machine to do this. So yeah, it's just,
I think you are the machine.
I am the machine.
The machines.
I think Jeff's the machine.
I need to find this Jeff and learn from his ways.
Yes. If he can taste like
This is
Arnold
actually
Palmer's.
a real person
Yeah.
too. Like I wasn't.
Yeah.
Jeff Palmer is a real person.
All right. Well, we're gonna bring
It's
him
not
on the
just
show.
The name
We're
of
gonna bring him on the show.
cocktail, apparently.
All right, he'll be on the couch next year.
Yeah. So Trout Maharishi, super fun guys. Steve's a jokester, and he often has a joke about his wife in the deep freeze.
Yeah.
But yeah, every once in a while he gets real serious with us, and that comment there was awesome. And just see that you started from zero. Like you never even like probably touched a vice before. I mean, you did go all in and you went Norvice, and
But
You know.
at $20, how do you not?
Yeah.
How do you
a
not?
week.
Tiff
Per-
knows,
a week.
okay? She knows.
Whenever Dave does something, everybody has to know that it's never. It's
Half-assed.
It's
always.
always $20. And you have it.
110%.
I might have made a deal with Colin.
Yeah.
On the website, just like, can we make a specific
He'd just
link
pull
for
out
tip
20
that says
bucks.
These are $20.
Yeah.
I know better.
Yeah. It's true. And we almost blew it on the first episode
Yeah.
when we mentioned how expensive they were.
So I'm excited, like honestly, with the quick ties and the fact that you guys do still have the individual packages, and that Coleman does have it at Rocky Mountain Fly Shop.
Yeah.
To even go back and grab past patterns.
Past years.
I don't think 13 episodes is going to be enough for me this season. I
yeah.
might, Thursday nights just pop up an old quick tie and continue on.
I know. And you can replay the show and it's like you were there. It's just you might be on repeat.
It's awesome.
Tiff, what else do you do? Within
else do I do?
arm's reach of the brewery.
Oh, well, okay.
If anyone's looking to get their hair did, like we just talked about with Tim, how do they find you?
I'm over at Red Stag Gasoline Alley. I cut all the hairs. I pull hairs out of people also.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
You
Oh my
also
gosh.
cut people's
Oh
throats.
my gosh.
Okay. This
I heard
isn't
about
great
I
for.
was there
I
yesterday.
heard about
This isn't great for.
There may or
was
may
good
not have been
that
a
we-
bleeding customer in my chair the last time I saw Tim.
Good thing we had medical.
I know. She's like, Tim, I
staff
might
on
need
hand
you.
at that time.
I'm like, I'm off duty.
I don't typically cut people, but
But when you do,
it's
Might
so
have had a
bitter, I
bleeder.
guess. Man, it was so bad. Like it was like the tiniest little dot,
yeah,
and he wouldn't. Stop
usually
bleeding.
does on the arteries.
He was a giant man, though.
He was.
There was definitely some steroid use in there, thinning the walls of said
Oh yeah.
arteries and veins.
Did
After
he had
fact,
he had a hairy juggler? I'm taking it.
It wasn't even that bad. Yeah. Anyways, it was brutal. But yeah, no, I cut all the hairs. I cut people. I pull hairs out. I don't know. I have a lot of hobbies. I do art, music. I garden.
Just garden, like you get into that a little bit. That's
Oh
all.
my god. Well, I don't want to give away my win.
Oh, okay, hold tight then.
Hold
Yeah.
tight. She
Yeah.
doesn't even
I'm
hardly.
holding on.
No green thumbs.
Yeah, I can't even start talking about gardening, or else I just won't shut up.
Well, we should have a
Nice.
gardening show.
Yeah, I'll do one with you. You can fly fish in the garden. I don't know if you'll catch
There
anything.
might be some videos on YouTube.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a certain gardener.
There are.
Oh.
There are a few.
The hairy gardener.
hairy tits and
Could you imagine the Harry Gardner? I wonder if that would get any
It's
views.
just the backside, and you just have like a wig coming out your butt crack.
I would watch that.
Today we're planting peas. You never see the face.
What is it called?
Oh my God, am I
Plug
doing
it.
self
Plug it.
promotion right now? Stay grounded gardening is what my YouTube channel.
Stay grounded gardening. There we go. That's how it's done. It's not Harry Gardner. That is just a future show episode.
But
disappointing.
you should search that.
That's when I
Anyways.
show up for an
Yeah.
episode. That's the Harry Gardner.
oh man,
Cool.
too good.
Well, let's say hi to everybody
Yeah.
who's here. David Blackman's in the house.
Steve's still trying to get my nips out.
Yep. Steve will never quit doing that. Sean's drinking a grassroots lager from GP Brewing Co. Doug had a good chat with Doug, and Doug
Yeah.
reached out and is adding some a Norvice bobbin kit and 10 spools.
Yeah.
To the giveaways.
To the final giveaways.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
that's what Doug does. Doug's had a tough one. He told us some stories that I'll let him tell you on Saturday at I4 if you come up here. Cole Clayton's drinking a Kilkenny in Cochrane. Oh, at Kilkenny or Oh, do one more episode. We will. We have episode 13, which will be next. Gary wants to order season 7 tonight. I want you to order season 7 tonight.
Yeah.
Although it's in process. Oh, see, I got to talk about that because I got an idea that I want an opinion from everybody in here. So, how am I going to break that? I don't know.
Is this something I know?
Gavin, yeah, you do. We talked
Okay.
about it upstairs.
Okay. Good,
You
good.
said Polaroids, and I said
Yes,
Mario.
Yes.
Was Jeff there for the Polaroids?
Jeff was there for dinner.
Wearing silk.
It was a taste.
It was a taste test.
He's at the end aisles in Costco on Tuesday nights. You can taste them if you want.
Oh gosh.
Chaz, Kenny, Cole, Trout, Sean.
Stop.
New Hampshire, Ronnie, he's drinking, watching in the shed tonight.
Oh.
Is that on purpose, or did you say something, or did you, or is Jeff at the house?
Jeff, he can travel. He's a well-traveled man.
He gets around.
He's delivered
Claude.
some mail over the years, I'm sure, too.
Claude is drinking Dog Island Brewing Company Fox coffee
Fox.
porter from Craft Beer Nation. This is a good one. Yes. Steve tips at 0.25. That's not true. Big time. Oh, the comments. We got so far. Nick Bess is in the house. Josh from Banff. My wife and kids are asking about Seth.
Sorry, Josh.
You guys have. I think you
He's in
have some
trouble every
explaining
week,
to
yeah.
do. Yeah, you have some explaining to do. It's a perfume. Dylan Ducher.
What's up,
He's from
Dylan?
Red Deer. He's gonna stop in a Craft Beer Nation and get some 0.5s, is what he said. But I don't know if he showed up. Has he showed up yet? I don't think so. Barry.
Don't
Mayor.
remember a cowboy hat. So.
Hydraulic fluid. All right. Ted, Dave, do you recommend the glass be cold for the beer taste?
I would say like anything probably depends on the style of beer for the most part. Even craft beer, especially a lot of people think like I want a nice cold beer. You typically want it a little more warm. It brings out a little more of the flavor notes. When it's too cold, you really like all you're getting is kind of that shock to the inside of your mouth. We were saying with Tiff with the cocktail that she was having earlier, it would be good that Jeff Palmer.
Yeah.
Let's just start calling
Jeff.
him the Arnold Palmer.
Yeah.
Starting to get conflicted.
Let's leave Jeff out of our mouth.
Yeah, things like that. Having
At least
a little
the three
colder
of
is
us.
good.
At least the three of us can.
But yeah, with craft beer, a little warmer is usually better, typically.
Oh, interesting.
All right. Terry.
Not warm, but
There's
warmer.
Terry Sather with some bevies from Craft Beer Nation. Terry's the one who stopped in. You were chatting
was.
about
Yeah, Terry stopped in today. Grabbed
Easy
the
Rider,
Rider,
Pilsner, some Blue Ridge Lager.
The Blue Ridge. I don't know if I hit you guys up with that one because
No?
I don't remember
It's
that.
probably
has
good.
a woman fly fishing. It has a woman fly fishing on.
Really?
The,
Terry,
yeah.
is it good? It's probably good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, so Mike's going to stop in at Craft Beer Nation on
don't
his way
think you're
home from
gonna be there.
I-4. Is it open or is it not on Saturday?
We will have it open. We got a backup.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. One of
Okay.
our
Tag
barbers
Graham.
that also worked there previously
Nice.
is going to cover for us.
Nice.
So we will be at IF4, but the His store will be open.
Nice.
Mentioned to Mike too. He said he was coming through early.
Yeah.
Shoot me a message. Let me know. We might actually be there. because
Okay.
We might show up early.
Yeah.
But
Might as well
Morgan
s-
is awesome. She's great.
Might as well stop on the way down and on the way home. Okay. We got to go to the news scene because we've got some things that we want to talk about. So let's do that. Might try to jazz up the music.
K-pop, please.
I'm trying.
Korean K-pop.
Korean K-pop.
Yeah, the Korean K-pop, or do you want the KK-pop?
Do you have any of that Korean K-pop from Korea?
I hope so.
Do not keep on saying K.
KK-pop. Okay, guys, I'm trying to find some better music. One of the playlists was Dark and Curious.
Oh, interesting.
Now there's no music.
Now there's
All
no
right,
music
so
at all.
tonight's flies, Tim. Tell
right.
everybody what they should get on their bobbin
Yeah.
and give them the right order because we know what happens
Oh
when
my
you
gosh.
don't.
You guys are unreal.
Yeah.
Go back and listen to the episode just so you know I'm right, okay?
No, you weren't right. I went
actually-
back and listened.
No, you lied.
Yeah,
You
no,
said
I-
something, not I.
Well, anyways.
Okay, so tonight we're going to do the Western Lady Hopper. It's going to be our starting fly. If you've got some pink thread, that'd be really good for this one. I'm using a 140 on UTC. Something a little thicker is going to be advantageous as working with that foam. If you don't have pink, that's fine. Maybe go with a white or a tan. And then we're going to move over right after into our Intruder Leech. And that one I'm going to be using something dark. So again, a heavier thread. We're going to be spinning some dubbing loops. So you want at least a 140. And that's going to be, for me, a UTC 140 in brown. So those are our two flies for tonight. And,
also, a deer hair stacker for both. No, for one.
For one.
Left side. Also, if you have some big pliers, because we're going to be breaking the hook on the Intruder Leech. And we're also going to be bending the eye of the hook that you see there in the photo.
And you also need a dubbing spinner. So if you have one of those, get that ready because we're going to use that tonight.
Yeah. So a lot of tools. Which one's easier?
Definitely the second's going to be easier. So we'll get to work on that complicated hopper. That's probably a hopper style you haven't seen before. I think it's really good, but it's technical. So there's quite a few things going on in that
Just
one.
some steps.
So lots of steps.
It's kind of a mix of like a Dave's hopper and a Amy's Ant and Chernobyl.
Yeah, it's a very good combination of those.
Troy's fly. I don't know the name for the Troy's fly, but
Yeah, I don't know what that's actually called, but one of those. But a
okay,
couple of good
Doug.
patterns.
So somebody joined TNL Facebook page today, and I asked. So to join it, there's a question that says, "What's your favorite part of TNL?" And this person who joined said, "Doug's bad jokes."
Nice. Oh, good. Well, we
Yeah.
got one right here.
Yeah.
So why should you shop local? Apparently,
I think that's not a joke.
Amazon will not sponsor your kid's ball team.
I think that's just a fact.
I think it's a fact.
Well, anyways, it is a bad joke because it's not funny. Right on
very good,
par, right on
very
par. Okay, so those are the flies that we're going to tie. You're about 15, 20 minutes per pattern. And then the quick ties will be
Yeah.
up if you... I was talking to Ted at the gym today, and I said probably the best way to learn properly from the system that we've set in place is attempt to try to tie tonight. But honestly, I think the best way to tie tonight would just to be laser focused watching. And you could even be keeping notes because then you can hit the keyboard and say, pause. Tim, why did you do that? How did you do that? And those questions can be answered live. They can't be really answered quickly when you're watching the quick tie. So a really good way to utilize this live stream, if you think it's maybe tying a little too quick for you, is to just watch, take notes, and hit pause and say, can't hit pause, but you can hit spacebar and it's going to move over one. And then you're going to ask your question. and then we can answer that and we can engage. And that's kind of how this goes. We don't have any flying goat tonight.
Isn't there a thing called SOS to help?
Yeah,
There
and
it is.
that's what it is. Exactly. Dave knows. And the SOS, when you hit it, the screen kind of goes into like shock mode like this. And we stop our show. SOS. That's a great point because that's what you do is just quickly SOS and hit enter. And we'll stop and then we'll read your question. Tim will stop and we'll just kind of hang out because this is run by you guys. But if you're trying to tie and you want them to stop, maybe you can't get back to the keyboard quick enough. Anyways, however you feel is best, that's kind of up to you.
Yeah. I got her. I'm gonna see how many times I can get her tonight.
Oh yeah. Magic. Okay, so I got some new hands.
There's some really good ones.
For his fly.
my favorite.
There's this one there. You got some fists, you got some hands. So I thought if you guys are gonna rip on his nails, I had to get him a new set of hands.
It's very good. I like it.
Okay, that's the flies. Tonight's flies. Boom, off the screen.
Down.
Well, and there's no flamingo, so I don't have to show that one.
Well, because Sean showed up, there's no flamingo.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because that's right. That's a fact. There's no flamingo tonight because simply this is what is going to take place next week, and it's epic. It's absolutely
That's understated, I think.
unbelievably mind blowing, and we call it the $10,000 donation giveaway because 2 years ago. We hit around $10,000 retail price in prizes. And this year, just adding them up, you can look over there, wherever you are, to this side, and you could just kind of read the prizes there. And so Triple Point Chemical just stepped up, and they're brand new pair of Zip Patagonia waders. Like, could you imagine winning those? Like
Jeez.
$1,000 waders because you bought $100 in tickets? Or $10 in tickets, or whatever you decided to do. And then even better is like your name goes back in the hat.
Yeah,
and then you can
going.
and then you can win again. You can win things like the Fly Fishing Bow River guided trip, and also we teamed up with Hotel Blackfoot. So you're gonna get a guided trip. You're also gonna get a night stay at Hotel Blackfoot. So I mean, like day night or what?
That's incredible. And Wolf Creek Angler.
And Wolf Creek Anglers has
Down in
given us
Montana.
2-night stay at one of their cabins and as well a guided trip. So you're going to head down there on like a Tuesday, get down there. It's only like 5 hours or wherever you're from, however long it takes. And you're going to stay overnight. You're going to fish the next day. You're going to stay overnight. And then maybe you're going to book 2 or 3 more days because you love it so much. But they've donated that.
That's incredible.
Fish pond, all of the luggage, the gear, Morning View Mercantile, that waterproof bag you see there, that's full of Morning View Mercantile stuff. All the flies that we've tied this year, 156 flies, times 2. We have 2 of those fly boxes full of every fly we've tied this year times 2. And there's 6 of each of them in there, just like that. So we're giving away 2 of those. I bet you, if you did the math on that, you're $400, $500, $600 for each box.
It's a lot of flies.
Plus, we have a whole bunch of fly boxes sitting over there on the counter. Just to give away. And then our good buddy Troy donated a whole bunch of tacky fly boxes. Oh man, what else do we got here?
So much stuff in there. We got sun shirts coming out the wazoo.
Sun shirts, over 40 sun shirts to give away. And value those around $90, $100.
We got Fly Fusion subscriptions.
10 Fly Fusion subscriptions.
Fly rod from Rocky Mountain Fly Shop. A spay
Fly
rod.
Spay rod, trout spay. We got Orvis Clearwaters. We got Hydros Reels. We got Season 6 kits. We also have Season 7 kits to give away too. They're not here, but when they do, you get one. So guided trips on the bow, whatever. Anyways, and then the auto bobbins and the kit and the spools and Trax Pub just jumped in today. And they're giving away 2 sweatshirts, a toque, and $50 Trax Pub gift card. So it doesn't end. And it just, honestly, it's overwhelming, actually, the people that keep calling saying, hey, can I just give? Can I just give? Can I just keep giving to this? Because all of this money that's kind of raised in this end of year thing just bumps into next season and just keeps us going here so that we can keep showing up for you guys. Each and every year, and just thankful to our sponsors and our friends and everybody that's jumped in and just donated stuff, because you guys are the ones that are going to win it at the end of the day. And they've also done this all year in Flamingo, which has been totally free. You've never had to buy a single thing. You just show up every week and win.
It's incredible.
Win. Yeah.
Should we throw $100 Crop Your Nation gift?
Well, there it
card in
is.
too?
We just.
Is that enough?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And $100 to Craft Beer Nation has just been added. I feel like this is like the, those like marathons on the radio when
That's not are you saying 150?
All right,
The what?
150.
I guess 150.
All right.
Then.
150
Made it
now.
sound like it's not enough. I guess.
I literally
$150
I was
gift card from
and
Copier
a night
Nation.
with Jeff.
Oh man, and a night with
And a knife with Jeff. Yep.
Okay, and a $150 gift card.
Oh, that's incredible.
Okay, so
Thank you guys.
just in case you're asking the question, like, how do we do this, or like, how does it work? Is so you're gonna go on flyfishingbover.com /black TNL S6. I think I have a scene set up here for this.
Oh, do you? Oh, it's hidden, sort of.
Oh, so many things coming up here. Oh, where am I? Let's try this. Nope. Yeah, let's try this. And that's bad too. So we're gonna try this. We're gonna try this.
So many scenes to play with.
Tim, tell a joke.
I used up my joke last week. So,
Doug told us one that he didn't tell everyone.
what was it?
Anyways,
I don't
guys, you're
remember.
gonna go over here to our website.
Shiza.
It's cropped, and you're just gonna click on enter the giveaways here. Websites. Forget this thing that says T-shirts. That's irrelevant. I don't know how to get that to go away. Where is it?
So you can see it there. Lucky Flybox donation
Yeah.
giveaway. So for every $10 that you donate,
To the show, you get
get an
entered.
entry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's examples how it entered. $10 gets one entry. 10 entries is $100, and $500 is 50 entries. 1,000 is whatever. It just keeps going up. So, whatever you feel like the show means to you, and you want to win, and you up your chances or whatever. And when you win, you get put back in. So we've had people like Adrian the one year. I think he won 3 or 4 times.
yeah, some people just win and win and win. Hell of a luck.
Yeah.
People with last names that rhyme with Schumont.
Yeah, Dumont. That's this year.
That's this year. Mike's on a
I
roll.
think Bruce Cole last year, he won a guided trip, and he won that like $3,000 bracelet from from Blake Teague.
From Blake Teague, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, the guy kind of came away a bit of a winner. Not saying he's a loser, but he.
Can I use my joke now? I'm going to steal it from Andy. So
Yeah.
he said, "What did the flower say to the small flower?"
Oh, tell me.
Hey, bud.
That's so bad.
Giving it to him.
You a round of clicks.
Very good, Andy. I
Okay,
love it.
giveaways, folks. We're gonna keep posting about this. We're gonna go hard on posting about this all week, because there's just so much stuff to win. So share this with your friends. Get your friends in on this giveaway, because it just keeps going. As this grows, it just keeps going. And like last year, we maybe around 10,000. Now we're, I think, over $17,000, and it just keeps growing. And like I was telling you before, and my ADHD kicked in, we're gonna put these into packages. So like 30-ish packages. So I think last year we had like 35
Yeah, I think we were
different
right around there.
packages, and we try to keep them, minimum like $200. And then some of them are the big ones, like $1,500, $2,000. And then we just, every time you whatever you get for entries, we have a program, and we just enter. Like you buy 10, we put 10. If you buy 10 today, 10 tomorrow, and 10 the next day, we just keep adding those in there. And then the program will come up here, and we just hit next, and it randomly calculates a winner. Yeah. And you can go back and watch last year's final episode. You can go back and watch the year before's final episode. It's just all done like that.
And Nick, kind of a good. So he's asking, when do draws happen? Yes, they will be next week. But even if you're unable to watch the show, it does, like, if you win, you win. So don't worry about that. We'll reach out.
Yeah, you don't have to join in to watch the live stream. We just write them down. Tim will write them all down. We'll reach out to you, get your mailing address, and we'll ship it to you. No charge to you. And it's been awesome. It's really been awesome. It's a lot of fun way to spend the last episode. We'll quickly tie a couple flies, and then we spend about an hour doing the giveaways.
Yeah.
It's a really fun thing.
So Paul's got a question for you there.
Yeah. So, have you done the coloring contest? And if you have, send them in. And you would know, because if you've done the quiz every single week, then you've got a snippet to a piece of coloring, an item, a square, a piece of something.
It's of art.
I can't tell much more, but
Nope.
there's prizes to be won through that as well.
Pretty handsome guys in the art, I think.
Yeah. No, there's one and his boy. Okay.
Dick.
One of them has won like 3 years in a row. Well, sharing is caring, Craig, and you know that best. So highly suggest you keep sharing with your buddies. You're making them happy, and that's all that matters. Craig's due to win. He's due to win.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's giveaways. We're going to keep coming back to this. And what we do is we kind of shut down about halfway through next week's episode. And then we just, because we have to shut down at one point.
On the donations. So
on the donations. It's kind of how it works. So
Yeah.
share with your friends. I'm going to post it on Instagram tomorrow. We've posted it in the TNL Facebook page. And that's kind of how that goes. So, all right, giveaways. And this weekend, Saturday, I have
coming up
4.
fast.
Very fast.
We're excited about this, guys.
Very
It's,
excited.
gonna be
Super
a
fun.
Great weekend. Lots of people coming down. You can meet Dave and Tiff. They're going to be there for sure. So a noon start for the show. Breakfast is going to go at Rocky Mountain Fly Shop before that. So
Yeah, around
Freezing
9 we'll
Brothers
be down there.
have
Freezing Brothers.
donated
All the pancakes.
There's so much mix.
Savory Meats has
Savory
donated
Meats.
all of the breakfast sausage.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible.
There's 2 flavors. One breakfast sausage is maple, and the other one is Jeff.
I was waiting for that.
When you know, you know.
When you know, you know.
That's how you know you're in sync.
I know. Oh,
like, I know where
I
this
don't
is
have
going.
any in-sync sounds, but
That's what makes you beautiful.
when you complete my sentences, that's what makes you beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, and then Last Best Place is going to be shown there. It's a film we shot with Rocky Mountain Fly Shop, and it's not seen anywhere else. So highly suggest if you're in the area, come down. There's still tickets available. And like we said, pancake breakfast, shows at noon. And then we're going to go over to Trax Pub afterwards till close. And some really cool conversations with Scott from Trax Pub and Steve at Triple Point Chemical for next year. And I don't really want to blow the horn on it, but so I won't.
Just got to show up next year.
Anyways, the plan's to make it pretty epic at Trax Pub afterwards. It's going to be awesome. But this year's awesome too. And I mean, maybe you won't be invited next year if you don't come this year.
Just saying.
Okay, there's IF4. And the second last thing on the list of things to do here is talk about what? How come I look so much bigger in the camera than you? Is it my hair?
Because you are bigger.
Or is it just my
in general?
size?
I mean, body mass.
All
in
right,
general.
guide school. What?
It's full.
It's
full. Like, it's incredible.
It's unbelievable.
Sold out.
8 students.
8 students.
And like I said there, inquire about the fall class from October 2 to 7th, because we have 5 people on the wait list now to get into the spring class, and all that happened in like the last 4 days.
Yeah.
And so we thought, we've done it before, and if everyone wants to do it, we're gonna do fall class in October. And so we're gonna throw it out there. We're gonna see what response we get, and if we get enough students, we're gonna go ahead with it in the fall as well.
Yeah.
So if you did want to take guide school this year and you couldn't get in, well, you've probably talked to me to find that out. But anyways, some of you guys were doing 2025, 2024 fall class. Inquire about it. Let's see if we can get you in for guide school. But yes, the spring class is full.
Great.
So
It's awesome.
that's that. And so another thing that I wanted to talk about was not in the news scene. And I hate kind of doing serious conversations when I'm dressed up like this.
Don't feel like it really has the punch.
But our good friend Nick Best, who's in the show tonight, has reached out to me about something. And he is a firefighter, and he's doing the firefighter stair climb. And so reach out to me, and I'll send you the link. And so it's for wellspring.ca. And so I think what Wellspring does, I believe, is they help support people and their families that are battling cancer. So Nick had already planned on doing this stair climb challenge. He had talked about it in here in the past. And just recently, his wife has been diagnosed with breast cancer. And so the stair climb is just, it's really powerful. So I do have the link if you want to donate to Nick's stair climb challenge, and it's TNL fam, folks. So reach out to me and I can send you guys this, or I might be able to. What I'll probably do is put it in like the TNL group, after the show or tomorrow. I could share it up here, but it's long and it just doesn't really work. Nick, all the best to you, man. Appreciate you sharing that with us. And yeah, you got it, buddy. Like I said to you, I can't say anything that's going to make this kind of go away, but just know that the group is here for you. If you need to reach out and chat with anybody, we're all here, man. So we're here as you guys fight the battle and climb the stairs and lean on those that you can. Yeah. All right.
All right.
Just feels so weird in the weird costumes, like sharing
Important personal
like
things.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. Let's test the flies, Tim.
Yeah, you guys ready? Oh man.
Very bad.
It Barry's back on the
Barry,
couch.
not in here?
All right, guys, let's get to our flies after the queue is.
It's okay.
Resetting.
It's not quite. Our quality's tainted. Guys,
Tilted or
it was
tainted.
literally $12 out of Timu in Qingqiao Iziwao.
Just laying blame.
The one
That's
thing,
not me.
the good thing about the onesies is they're not cold.
You're so red, both of you are. It's the best. Look at that.
Okay, you guys step forward a little bit, get on your knees, and let's get
And
somebody to
moo.
screenshot this. And moo. Come on, get. Oh wait, we can't.
This isn't the first time someone asked me to get on my knees at the casting
And
couch.
moo.
Oh,
And
no.
moo.
And moo?
Did they wait? Did they say, okay, back up a bit? There you go, right there. All right, we're gonna get the screenshot, folks, and make sure you tag Craft Beer Nation. All right, ready? And everybody hold this. Tim, get gangster on us.
Oh, sorry.
You got to get in there, Kip.
3, 2,
Screenshot
one,
and
screenshot.
hold. And hold the screenshot.
freeze.
3, we got 5 more seconds.
Oh, there it is.
4, 3, 2, 1. Screenshot is done. Finished, complete.
Finito.
I need to make a scene that says screenshot this.
Screenshot this.
Screenshot this. All right. You can keep that door open if you want, because
Wouldn't
I'm
mind a little air in here.
I'm about going down.
All right. Well, shall we get over and tie some flies? All right. So we're gonna start off with our Western Lady Hopper. So go ahead, grab your kit, get it dumped out and ready to go. I'm gonna do the same. Now for this fly again, guys, I said I'm gonna be using that pink, little bit heavier thread, that UTC 140. I like the pink because it adds a little bit of accent to the fly because it already has pink foam in it. I think that's where the lady portion of the name comes from. So you got some hooks, and what you're gonna notice is right off the bat, this actually isn't a very big fly. So we're tying this on like a size 10. So you definitely could tie it larger, but as always, we like to keep things challenging for you. So we're gonna keep it a little bit smaller. There are a lot of materials and a lot of steps to this fly, but don't let that kind of scare you or deter you. It's gonna be just fine. It's more about proportioning materials where they should be on the hook shank more than anything. So once you got everything ready, I'm gonna show you one of these bad boys here. Just like this. So that is what we're working on tonight. Super buggy looking fly. I really like the look of it. It is kind of like Dana said, it's a combination of a few things. It's almost got a little bit of a stimulator feel. It's got a little bit of a Chernobyl feel. It's got a little feel of what we call a Troy's fly.
Amy's ant.
And an Amy's ant. Yeah, there's just lots of it. But really, most of the material is tied into 2 spots. You're tying up here at the front. And then there's just a little bit of foam that we're going to palmer up, as well as a hackle. And yeah, just gives it that super buggy appearance. So we're gonna get that one out of the vise. We're gonna grab one of the hooks from your kit, get it secured in your vise. Make sure it's good and level. There we go. And we're gonna go ahead and grab our thread. First thing we're gonna do is get a nice thread base layered down the fly. So I'm gonna start up just behind the eye of the hook. I'm gonna work a little thread base down, midway down, then I'll go in here and I'm gonna trim out that tag end. Get that out of the way. And then I'm gonna take this all the way back right to the bend of the hook. So if I were to leave my bobbin hanging, it'd be just kind of around that barb or just behind. The first thing we're actually gonna tie in on this fly is gonna be our hackle. So that's gonna be the very, very first thing, as that's gonna come off or come over top of the foam. So you got a nice long hackle fiber where you should be in a brown kind of color. First thing I'm gonna do with this is kind of when we prepare any of these hackles, we do the same thing. We're gonna come down to the stem, the base of it, and we're gonna just take off a few of those fibers, expose that stem, and we're just gonna come in and tie it in. We don't actually have anything to tie it in against this time, which normally we do, but that's okay if it kind of goes even a little bit down around the bend, because it's gonna naturally come back up and palmer over. So all I've done is I've buried that stem with my thread. It's an important thing to really get that secure in this one, just as you don't want it to slip out. Now, when we're dividing this hook up, we need to think of it in 3 portions. So if we had the hook bend back here, divide this hook into thirds, we need to leave a third of the fly at the front available for everything that has to go in at the front. So I'm basically gonna take my thread forward just a little bit more. It's gonna be my marking point, roughly 2/3 of the hook from the back. I'm gonna grab some foam. So we have different foam in there. What I experienced earlier was the stuff that we pre-cut for you. I don't know if it's because it's dried or whatever after we cut it, but it seems quite fragile and wants to break. So it's tougher to wrap. So what I did is I'm just grabbing a piece of that thicker pink foam that we had in there. Seems to be a lot stronger when it's left together. And all I'm gonna do is come in here and I'm gonna trim it down. So I'm gonna take about half of that width. We don't need a ton of width when we're wrapping this, as it's just gonna be palmered up. So I'm just gonna trim down a couple inches of this. Take it off there. And I'm just gonna tie this in right up here. So I'm gonna tie this in at that 3rd way mark. I'm gonna try to let it roll up right on top of the hook shank. And then I'm just gonna be compressing that foam down all the way back. And this is basically just setting the stage for where this foam is going to be. I wanna take it right back to just behind that hook barb where I left that stem. And then as I come back over top, I wanna really condense all that foam down with my thread. Make sure I don't really have any of those bubbles sticking up. And I'm gonna leave my, my thread right where that 3rd way mark is back from the hook eye. And then all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start palmering this. So I wanna get good coverage with the foam. If you pull too hard, you will break the foam, so be careful, but you can definitely get some stretch in. We just want a touching wrap, palmered wrap, all the way forward to where we left our thread. I'm gonna tie that off, so gotta get a good thread wrap behind that foam and then in front, and repeat that process. And then we can go ahead and trim out that foam. So it should be looking something like that. Come in here, trim that out. Where's the music man?
Come in.
Got super silent all of a sudden. And then once I get to where I cut that foam, I just wanna really make sure I have the butt ends of the foam secured down. Okay, so just did that. Now we're gonna go to our hackle. But remember guys, if you need me to slow down or stop, or you have a question you need answered, just hit SOS up in the comments, and that's gonna make me stop, and I'm gonna help you out with whatever you need, answer a question, or if you just need me to pause, we'll do that as well. I'm gonna take it slow. I'm gonna go kind of in portions on these flies so you have time to catch up. But if you need extra break, you just let me know.
We got a Chaz tip. Even though he's not here, he's still dropping the tips.
Take a Sharpie, mark the thread up in thirds. Mark the thread up in thirds. You were having a tough time with thirds to get your
Just
portions.
portion your fly by marking the shank.
Oh,
on
the shank,
thread.
yeah. Yep, definitely could do that.
That
for
is
sure.
just the tip, brought to you by Chaz.
Just the tip. Chassa. So many tips. Okay, now I'm gonna grab my hackle and I'm just gonna start palmering this forward. So I'm gonna go in the same direction that I took the foam.
What direction?
That's what makes you beautiful.
Dang it. There it is.
Oh, hey, look at you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice open palmer. We're not trying to like Jeff Palmer it, just more like open palmer it. Nice even strokes. We're gonna get right to the end of our foam. Make sure we get that thread behind and in front and repeat. As we definitely don't want that hackle to come out of there. So I basically got that rear buggy portion done. I can go ahead and trim out the hackle. Before I do anything else, I'm gonna go in there with my scissors. We're actually gonna eliminate the hackle that's on top of the foam, as we're gonna be laying other materials down on top, and that's only gonna hinder it. So I'm not taking a wide swath cut here. I'm just kind of narrowing my scissors to just over top, because that's what's gonna be where the foam's gonna sit, okay? So just come in there, trim that stuff out that's right on top. We really want this to be buggy. It also helps it float really well, having that extra hackle. So just on the very, very top is what we're worried about. Now we're gonna go back to our pink foam again, and we're gonna use the full width portion now. So we got a wide piece. I'm gonna cut off maybe 1.5 inches of it. And this is where we're gonna be working with from here. Okay, so we're gonna be working with 3 different foams. We're gonna be going pink, then tan, and then our cider foam, which is orange. Okay, so we're gonna kind of be working with all 3 foams, but we're gonna start off with the pink one. So we need to get our thread right back to the edge of where the hackle stopped. I'm gonna cord up my thread, which means I'm just gonna give my bobbin a spin. It's gonna cause that thread to cord back up and not flatten out. I'm gonna lay.
Does all thread do that or just UTC?
No, all thread will do it.
Okay.
For sure, yep. I'm gonna cut just a little bit of the corners off this piece, just kind of helping to shape it a bit. And then I don't want it to be pointed, so I want it to be kind of flat in an angle like that. I'm gonna lay this so it just goes back barely onto that pink foam, not very far at all, okay? Before I do that though, I am gonna touch it with just a dab of super glue. So I just got this Fly Tire Z-Mint, but Zap-A-Gap, anything like that's gonna work fine. I want it to be a fairly quick binding resin.
I think you should incorporate your new hands more into the fly time.
Got you again. That's 3 Tiff. I've got her twice right here. She's like, oh man. She's been looking.
Every once in a while, that just sneaks up the side.
Yeah. So just a little bit back on that pink foam. I'm gonna take just kind of a loose wrap, just to kind of hold it in place, because if I were to pull hard right now, it would spin that foam. I need to regather it, switch hands over, but you can see how that super glue is already helping that stay up on top. And then I can give it a good pull, cinch it down.
So Ted asked the question, why doesn't Tim pinch the barb?
Oh,
Well, do I tell the truth?
you can tell the truth. I don't
And
care.
the truth looks something like this. Tim has a high land ratio for clients.
He's so full of it.
It's true. And oftentimes we're all sitting there like, man, your clients must be great. You're always landing bigger fish.
There's two
Until you get
keys.
on his, until
bigger
you get,
hooks and
until
bigger
you-
barbs.
No, there's one key. Until you get on his boat and you're like, dude, what's with all these barbed hooks?
Oh man, he's so full of it.
Because in Alberta, you can actually use
Well,
barbed
legally
hooks.
you can, yes.
So Tim takes advantage of that.
You're so
And well,
full of shite, my friend.
I don't think so.
I think you are. If you're brand new on my boat, you get your first fish. If you've never fished before, I'll give you that.
First,
Last, and middle.
First decade on his boat.
Okay. Brown foam now. Tan foam. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to trim off the corners. Make this look like it has a flat edge at the back. This is going to be the tail portion. This piece is going to hang a lot further back. So we want this to hang roughly 1/4 of the overall hook shank. So if I take from here to here, I take 1/4 of it. That much is going to be hanging off the back. And it is a bit of an estimate. It doesn't have to be perfect, but we do need it to be a little ways off the back of the fly, okay? It'll be kind of the biggest portion of this hopper. I'm gonna take my thread, I'm gonna come up and over. I'm gonna do 2 loose wraps. I'm gonna kind of situate it, make sure it's where I want it. And now I'm gonna end up covering this up so you won't be able to see it. But the technique is here so that the foam doesn't roll. I come and I pinch right where those wraps are, and then I pull the tension with the thread. Put a couple more, pull tension with the thread. and that keeps it from moving around the hook shank. So we should be left with something that looks like this. Okay, boom. Okay, now, next material. We got a lot of materials to put in here. We are gonna go to the orange foam in a second, but first, we have some deer hair to put in. So you're gonna have a patch of deer hair in there, okay? We need to take probably like a half of a pencil width. I think that's such a dumb way of organizing size, but something like that. This will be a little bit much, but once I pull out the under fur, likely I'm gonna lose a little bit of it. So once I've cut it off, cut the butts, I'm gonna come grab just the tips, and I'll pull out all of that under fur that comes out from the bottom. By the time I'm done doing that, it's fairly thinned out, okay? Now I'm gonna go stick that in a hair stacker. Okay, so tips first. We're gonna give that a good couple taps on the table.
You ever use tinfoil in your deer hair stacker?
What was that tip number
3.75 consonant ARJ.
Yeah, something like that.
And I had to mute his microphone at the moment.
Who's that?
Chaz, when he was crinkling the tinfoil.
Oh man.
We were dropping audience members like it was like watching this go down.
So loud and noisy.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got our hair stacked. We want the base of the stacker to point back down the fly, so when I pull it off, I can see that my hair is stacked. I'm gonna go in there and pinch it between my fingers.
Trout recommends 32 hairs to be exact.
32, well, that's a good number. If you got eyes that can count that, good for you. Now I gotta make a measurement. So I'm gonna measure so that these tips extend just beyond the foam. So I'm gonna have to readjust that a little bit. Once I found the measurement that I like, I'm gonna switch hands. So I'm gonna go back to my non-bobbin hand. And instead of having to cut this afterwards, I'm gonna come in here right now and trim just beyond my fingers. So I'm left with a nice straight edge. I'm gonna tip that down at a bit of a 45 on that tie-in point. I'm gonna gather my thread up and over.
I'm failing at the music.
Just a little bit. It's not terrible. Gotta give my bobbin a spin. Here we go. And then you can see as I pull it down, the butt ends like to stick up. What I wanna do is try to drive some thread wraps through those butt ends, and that's gonna help hold that hair even better. And then I can let go with this hand. Those are gonna stand up nice and tall. Those are gonna get a little bit more controlled with the next step here, which is gonna be my cider foam. Now the cider foam, we've cut to the same width as the rest of the foam, but that's actually a little bit thick for what we want. So I want you to take off just a smidge of it, because what we don't want is from the fish from below to be able to see the cider foam. We want it to be thinner than the other two foam so that it's hidden, okay? So I'm gonna pull the hair back. I'm gonna extend that foam just slightly up on the hair. I'm gonna repeat that same kind of process I did when I put in the other foam. Gonna put a couple of nice loose wraps, make sure all the foam is straight and stacked. Switch hands, put my fingers over that tie-in point and give a good tug. Just like that. And then that cider foam is gonna help control that hair a bit and keep it from wanting to flare straight up. Just looks like a more natural wing in this position. So this is what we should be left with right now, okay? Now, the last thing we're gonna tie in at this spot is gonna be some legs. And this is a little bit of a challenging thing because we're gonna be tying in some tied legs. So we're gonna tie them in a knot, okay? So I've grabbed out of my kit, you're gonna have a whole bunch of legs. I just grabbed 2 off so they're still stuck together, like so. I'm gonna come in here and just tie a simple overhand knot in the legs. And I want that knot to be closer to one end than the other. So when I pull this tight, you can see I've just got a simple overhand knot. Pull it good and tight. What this does is make a more realistic looking leg because it has basically a knee in it, like the back of a hopper's leg. So before I move on from here, what I wanna do is on the side that has the shorter piece, so one side is quite a bit longer, obviously, and one side's shorter, this will be in the back. I'm gonna separate those legs, and I'm gonna cut off one of the 2 pieces, okay? And that's gonna signify basically a transition in the size of that hopper's legs at the knee. So come in, make sure you don't cut your knot. And then what we should be left with is this. So you got a thicker leg going down into a thinner leg at the back. Now we gotta tie this guy in. Now in a perfect world, when you tie it in, it's gonna be sitting just like that. But the reality is the way that this is going to sit, because there's two together, it's going to turn one way or the other. So you got to pick a flat side. I like that side down because it makes that leg stand
Hey,
up.
look who's here.
Oh, Lee, what's up, buddy? Our American friend from Montana. Haven't seen that guy in too long. Okay, so I want to extend that knee back to the back of the pink foam, roughly. Okay? And from here, all I'm going to do is take a couple of loose wraps to lock that in. And then I can reposition it a little bit if need be, because I don't have a ton of pressure on it. I also want those legs to be sitting down in between the tan and the pink foam if possible. Somewhere right in there. You just take a second, try to get them directed as you want them, and you can stick a couple extra thread wraps over top. But if you cinch super hard on that, it's actually gonna change the angle of the leg, so you gotta be careful. Now, let's go over and do it again. So grab another two that are together. We'll tie that simple knot in again towards one end.
Can somebody requested if you could do that with your tongue?
I actually can. I'm very good with a cherry stem.
Let's see it.
I'm not doing that.
It's not a cherry stem. Well, you said you're really good at it.
I actually am. I'm proud of myself with cherries.
Let's do it with a rubber leg.
I'll try when I'm not on screen, and then if it's good, I'll let you know.
Well, here, let me just take it over here and put me on the screen.
I don't know if I could do it.
Oh, we just hold tight.
Well, hold. Oh, what's happening there?
Well, I don't know. We forgot to show the baking cam. It's tonight on the baking cam.
I wouldn't hate if you had one of those for me.
Yeah, me too. Because I've
pick.
been not talking about this Dos Alamos. Afraid of losing my job here with a bad beer review. And I'll just leave it at that. Granny's sourdough banana bread.
I am looking forward to that.
We're going to dig into this and we're going to crush this. And
Loaf a piece.
a loaf a piece, a loaf each.
You don't get any.
Wait, there's four
I've
of
been
us.
waiting for this the whole night.
There's
All the
four of
snacks.
us and there's two loaves. Half a loaf each.
Oh, fine.
All right,
Fine.
Freezer Brothers, thank you. All season, they've been rock stars. And next week, they're donating to the show a full brisket.
Oh, baby.
Cut, trimmed, ready to slap on the smoker. And it's an open house next week. You want to come up and hang out with us? You're more than welcome. Only 2 or 3 fit on the couch, but we'll just rotate through. My house is your house. My brisket is your brisket. Just let me know.
My Jeff is your Jeff.
My Jeff, our Jeff. It's our
man.
Jeff.
It's our Jeff.
All right.
Okay.
Carry on.
So I'm gonna do the same thing. I cut out that one on that side, and I'm gonna slap this on the near side of the fly towards myself.
Hit me.
So you want to try to get the knees, as we'll call them. We want to get them so they're even, one side to the other. Just like that. So you should be left with something that looks like this. We got our legs on both sides. Hopefully they look semi-good in that position. What I'm gonna do before I move on from this point, because it's very easy for those legs to move and to adjust, I like to just come in here with some super glue. I'm just gonna do a little dab on each side now that I have my legs where I want them, so that later, hopefully, when I pull tension in other places, it's not gonna move those legs. We'll come back and trim them to length at the end of the fly. Now I need to lift up all of that foam. I'm gonna lay a good amount of thread wraps, just making sure the whole hook shank is covered all the way up to the eye. Then I'm gonna let my thread hang. I'm gonna do this in 2 pieces. So first one, I'm gonna come and do the pink foam. So I'm gonna do a couple of loose wraps. Make sure I get that right up on top where I need it. And then I'm gonna switch hands, pull tight on that foam. And then I can bring both the tan, and do the tan and, oh, thank you. The tan and the cider foam, the orange cider foam. I'm gonna bring those two down together and do the same thing. Thread wraps up over top. And then I can cinch that down. Just like so. Good. So at this point, we should be left with something that looks like this. Okay, so I've got all the foams attached, just like so. And the last thing we gotta do up here is we gotta put in one more set of legs right up the head. Now, for these ones, we're just gonna grab a single one each. So for instance, here I've got 2. Come on, separate for me. There we go. So I'm gonna take 2 strands. I'm gonna line the tips roughly. Gonna find that midway point on that strand. I'm gonna lay that right over top of that tie-in point. I'm gonna get just a couple of loose thread wraps over top and just let my bobbin hang. That tension alone will allow me to now pull one set of legs to one side, the other set of legs to the other side, and get those secured in place. Just make sure while you don't have a ton of tension on there, you can kind of get them to sit where you want them to. And then we just need to add a few more thread wraps to secure them. And then basically all we're gonna do from here is we're gonna whip finish this fly and then do some trimming. I know it looks busy. There's a lot of legs going kind of all over the place. That's kind of the gist of what it's supposed to be. There's quite a bit of legs here. I'm gonna use my half hitch tool as I find it easier to work underneath that foam. So again, my half hitch tool, any tool that's got a hole in the end, I'm gonna be able to just do 2 wraps, lay my tool on my thread, 1, 2. I'm gonna come underneath, find the eye of the hook with the hole that's on the end of the tool, like so.
Shouldn't have had those shots of tequila.
Apparently not. And I'm gonna slide the thread.
Okay, as he wraps his rubber legs inside of his half hitch there.
Get off of there.
I do want to welcome, there's a bear at Rutherford proudly watching from Ontario.
Oh, I think that's your papa, isn't it?
Is that related?
Dave's papa?
Maybe the pops.
There, try that.
Might have sent him a little Facebook comment on another post and hijacked my niece's dance competition. Saying
Wow.
afterwards, he should probably watch his son.
Yeah, it's a good
on
point.
the Fly Time podcast.
Because out there it's 10:20, so I'm not sure if your niece is dancing.
No, that's over. And
Okay,
the
I was
only
like-
reason he's here, honestly, is because the Leafs aren't playing right now.
Oh,
'Cause I
wow.
would have got bumped for the Leafs for sure.
I know. But anyways, round of clicks for Bear at Rutherford. As the new people get, always a round of clicks. We're glad you're here, and so is your son. So better than the Leafs is Thursday Night Live Fly Tying. As Tim was struggling over there, so I switched the camera.
I don't know why I wasn't
to
struggling.
hopefully he could get that leg unhooked from his half hitch tool.
It is unhooked. It is free as a bird.
Did you switch it and put a new one in there?
Put a new what?
Oh, hey, Gord's here.
Gord's here. No flame today, so he should be fine. Okay, guys, we're just about there. So I've whip finished, or not whip finished, use my half hitch tool. We're gonna do a whole bunch of trimming now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come out with my scissors first, just a little ways out. So I wanna do maybe again, like a quarter of the hook shank in front of the hook eye. I'm gonna trim off the front of that head. So it looks something like that. And then I'm just gonna go in there and I'm gonna round off those edges just to create a more appealing looking head on the fly. Looks something like that. And then I just got legs to trim. So there's a whole bunch of legs in here, but I wanna make sure that when I trim, I am trimming only the legs that are on the one side. So I don't wanna trim all of them at once. I'm gonna take the front 3 and get them, that's why I like to turn it this way, so I can generally get them dangling in a size that I find easy to trim. Length is just something that you're gonna have that you prefer. I like to do them probably fairly long for this, but thing for me is I always carry forceps with me when I'm fishing, so if I need to go a little shorter, I just go a little shorter.
Forceps?
Yeah, forceps.
Forceps, your forceps cut?
Yeah, mine do. Just like that.
Those are mitten clamps.
That's what I mean. Just like
All
that.
right. Well, anyways.
And then our back legs, guys, we do need to cut them off below the knees. And I'm not gonna go super far down, just generally gonna go probably like a quarter of an inch on those back legs. And that should be our Western Lady Hopper.
Wow.
Just like that.
What a
Buggy looking
great fly.
It actually is a great
Some
looking
people
fly.
said the reason they bought in this year was because of this fly.
Oh, well, look at that.
And
Well, there you have it. Hopefully
what
yours
a
turned out
great,
something like that.
what a great fly. Haven't fished it, but that thing is going to be unbelievable.
I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like it too.
Even adapting it for a stonefly,
Yeah.
taking the pink down to like a yellow, dark yellow.
Oh man, that is maybe the best yet.
Really?
Holy smokes.
Well,
I've got,
also want to give a shout out to Zach King our other Montana. Why did both Montana friends?
Zach, what's up, buddy?
Zach, we're coming down to your area the first week of April.
Well, by we mean him because he won't wait for me to go.
Well, Tim's going to Argentina.
This isn't a competition.
You
It's
could
just
come with us. You don't leave till we get back. Be a
That's not
grown
true.
up. Go to New Zealand. Hey, I'm Tim. We're going to go on all these trips. And it's unfortunate I can't fit them all in.
It's kind of work, though.
We
Like,
planned it this way.
I did not plan it.
No, we did. That you couldn't come.
I see. That makes more sense.
Zach, let's hang out. So far, there's just two of us, and we've got 2 new boats. So, you know what I'm saying?
There's room for people to
There's
fish.
room for people who can tie flies like yourself.
Yes, Zach is a great fly tyer and designer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it, guys. That's the first one. That is the Western Lady Hopper. I like it.
That's it. What a great fly. Has anybody fished this in here? Travis is late, but he's here better than not here.
Yeah.
We're glad you're here.
I got to talk about this. This is so stinking good. This is Burwood Distillery, Fruit and Funk. It's a pineapple, hops, and gin blended beverage. It's a kombucha.
Collab, Burwood and...
Speaking you, Mike.
Hey, Barry, it works better if
I'm
you
just
talk
yelling
to me.
at Tim, but I guess I could say it is a collab between Burwood and Happy Belly Kombucha.
Oh,
Nice.
that is. Here, take a little tasty of this.
Just hang on. I also threw down a new beer while you guys were over there tying flies. And this one's called the Fall of Troy. It's an orange vanilla imperial IPA. 8.5% alcohol.
Oof.
And this one was created by a happy accident. Troy's mistake.
Huh.
So anyways, it's decent. It's a strong beer, and it's by the Belching Beaver. Belching Beaver. I think there's another term for that when that happens.
The belching beaver.
California.
I don't. Is there orange hints in here, or do I just see orange can and think it's? Oh, it does
It is
say
orange and vanilla.
Yeah.
See what you think of that one.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, right? That is
Yeah,
fantastic.
that's easy to drink.
I got 280 beer in the cooler that I got to try. And I never get to try the RTDs, so the fact that you don't see reviews on those, talk to this one because that's her department.
Come
is
on,
the
Tiff.
RTD reviews.
There's one that they do that has Hascat berry, and it's also extremely good.
I got here. I grabbed Anchorage Brewing Grief. So these guys are out of Alaska. They have the best artwork. They hire artists from all over the world. This one is Wolf Skull Jack, but it is a double India Pale Ale, brewed with double dry hopped with super delic hops and phantasm powder.
Phantasm.
Yes, I've had phantasm hops in my beer, never
What's
in powder form.
phantasm?
Just a style of hops. There's a bunch of different ingredients that they use. Once you get into kind of drinking a few different IPAs and stuff, especially when you start seeing the different styles or types of hops that they use,
Yeah.
you'll know what to expect as a flavor profile. So Phantasm hops, ones that I enjoy quite a bit. Mutaka's hops. There's a bunch of other that, of course, are eluding me right now. But a good hazy IPA. Anything I brought in from Anchorage has been fantastic. That's why I bring them in. There is a little bit of a higher cost on these beers coming from Alaska. I imagine they have to import quite a bit of their ingredients and then export it back out.
That's a good
Don't
point.
think Alaska has the longest growing season in the world
Or a growing season.
at all. So yeah, there's a bit of a price point on them, but good thing is we offer everything in singles, so you
That's a
can
good
grab
point. You
one
can try
or
it.
a couple different from them.
Yeah.
Give them a try, and if you like them, maybe bite the bullet. But they're worth a try. If you check them out on tap, they're all rated over 4, which is high for any beer on there. It's a 5-star rating. But yeah, another good one for me out of all the Anchorage that I've had. Not my top, but still a fantastic IPA
Good.
for sure.
Nice.
You have people come in just for Anchorage and just for like Evil Twins stuff.
Huh.
We do.
It's interesting.
Yes, yes.
Very cool.
Interesting. So Mike McKenna said that the Belching Beaver was the peanut butter stout, which I loved from a couple episodes back.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. Which one tastes like dehydrated donkey piss? I'm used to Molson. Well, there's nothing draft or craft about Molson.
I see a Corona for some reason under that
Yeah,
fridge over
Ken.
there. That's a little,
Ken.
Yeah,
little
Ken
weird.
brings
Talk to Ken.
Ken brings the Coronas.
Ken brings all his Coronas.
I do have a dirty little secret.
What's that?
When nobody's watching and there's no one around,
You drink Corona.
I might have the Corona here and there.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And
there's-
It's like
maybe a
drinking
little
water,
bit of
right?
lime and some salt on the rim. That's
Yeah.
the only way to drink it.
I think the only way is in a margarita.
And in secret in the bathroom when
Yeah.
no one's looking, apparently, if you're me.
Well, if you're dehydrated, you just drink it to get
Yeah.
hydrated. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
Interesting. I can't do it. But anyways, I don't have a refined palate, so obviously I can't do it.
What do you think of that for an 8%?
It-
Do you
it-
find it smooth or?
It's like it's a weird
Are you picking up the litter box that at the tail end of it?
no, I haven't picked that
What
up.
about the Belching Beaver?
It's like it's kind of a
I think that one, Colin from Rocky Mountain Fly Shop was a
Likes
fan of a
I don't mind that at all.
creamsicle IPA that we had.
yeah, but this the creamsicle
milky.
is like
I find that
stronger in a
Yeah,
cream
this
in a
one I find a little
creamsicle way,
smoother.
but this is like a
Just a full, very full flavor. Like
full like
taste to me, it's got very like milky, creamy.
Yeah. I think that's the
Yeah.
vanilla. I picked that up at the end on that one.
yeah. It's interesting.
I don't mind it. It's weird because some of the beers I've liked the most this year have actually been like the stronger percentage and like the darker ones, which I
Yeah,
didn't think
me
I
too.
even liked dark
Yep.
beer, to be honest. And then yeah,
Just wait to see how thick that beard starts coming in now that
Oh,
we've converted
man.
him. Man, next season, that'll be amazing.
the only beard I got coming in is this
Hey?
one. And it
Oh,
won't go
that'll get
away.
even thicker. You know, we'll put on a few more pounds. We'll get you up to.
If you manage to figure
toddler
out how to do
diapers
that,
next year.
I'm all in.
Yeah. Well, stay the night and put a few pounds on you. All right, we got to say.
She's like, yes,
Yes.
it wasn't me. I didn't make a sexual joke. It's
Okay,
awesome.
we're going to say thanks to our sponsors. We're going to come back and we're going to tie this Intruder Leech. So get your materials ready. Get them to crack and break things. Or no, bend. Show them the bend.
Okay, we'll do that real quick here.
And then you can get doing that while we go to commercial. Refill your beer. This guy's had 2 beers. He's done.
It's that 8%.
Refill your beers and, go to the bathroom. Do what you got to do. We're going to come back. We're going to finish that. Tim, let's go to the tying cam right here and show people how to bend it like Beckham.
Okay, so a traditional intruder style hook does not look, it doesn't have a straight eye, right? So very difficult to source in bulk is intruder hooks. So I'm gonna show you a little trick. Will it affect the integrity of the hook? I don't think so. This is a very, very heavy gauge hook. So we need that eye to be turned up. So what I'm gonna do on this Norvise here, I'll show you, is I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna place just beyond the hook eye in the vise,
Basically the tip.
just the tip. Make sure that's locked in there good and tight. And then all I'm gonna do is put some pressure on here and I'm gonna bend that eye. It's actually very difficult to bend, so it's quite strong. And when I pull it out, I'm left with an upturned eye, and that's what I need. Okay, and I'll explain it to you because we call it the handshake knot. We're gonna do with our intruder wire or our intruder mono. And yeah, so go ahead and do that to a couple of your hooks. When we come back, we'll talk about why we need it.
In the heart of nature, when hunger strikes and time is of the essence, Morning View Mercantile has the solution. Witness how we redefine convenience. It's not just a meal, it's an experience. In mere moments, a feast emerges. Delight in the flavors of the wilderness. Morning View Mercantile, your partner in adventure, your ally in taste. For every adventure, a memorable meal. Morning View Mercantile, where every bite is an expedition.
Being up in the high Rockies or up in that area, the different species, right? Still looking to get a brookie under the belt. Still looking to get a bull under the belt. But the fish are amazing, and just the landscape is second to none.
Can't hear me. I got 0 mics were on that time.
Are you changing your mics like you're changing your underwear?
All right, changing that one. Okay, guys, we got one more fly to go. This one is kind of fun. This is the Intruder Leech. So we haven't done a ton of intruder style flies. And what do we mean by an intruder style fly? Well, really that means, more than anything, it means a fly that most commonly is swung or is pulsated in a swinging fashion with a spey rod. Can be done with single hand rods as well, but most commonly intruders are known as a spey fly. So trying to kind of dive into some different patterns for you guys to try out. The intruders are a fun one for sure, for lots of reasons, but this is a very, very simple intruder pattern and we're gonna take you through it. This one is, like I said, is a very simple one, but whoa, that thing shot right out of there. I don't know how that happened, but it literally shot against the wall. Oh, that vise. Anyways, yeah, so this is a super fun one. The materials are very simple. We basically got like 2 or 3 materials we're gonna put in, including the monofilament that we tie some stuff in, and it's really that easy. So let's head on over to the vise and let's get started. So classically, intruders are tied on a couple of different style hooks. So normally it's tied on a shank. So this is not a shank, but we're gonna pretend it's a shank. So let's go ahead and put the silver larger hook that you have in your kit in the vise, okay? Think of this as like a hook shank. So normally it would just be a shank, but what we have found is that most people's vices don't love to hold shanks. This specific jaw from Norvise is a shank jaw.
Show why. Turn it.
What do you mean show why?
There.
Yeah, so you see there, well, you can't really see it. There's actually a groove that sits right in the tip of this that's meant for holding a shank, but lots of jaws don't. So what we figure we're gonna do is we're gonna tie this on the hook, and then we're just gonna end up cutting the hook bend off. It works just the same as a shank, but we know that this will fit in everybody's vise.
Everyone's breaking their hooks. Like, you don't have to do a 90-degree turn on it.
I don't know how you break this hook. I tried so hard bending it, it's actually hard, but anyways, they're tied on one of two things. It's a shank or it's a tube. And of course, not everybody's gonna have the tube attachments. Maybe at some point in the future, we will dabble in that realm. But tube flies are the other spot that intruders are quite often tied on. But this one we're gonna tie in this style. So for thread on this guy, I'm gonna be tying it with some brown UTC 140. Again, something a little thicker, which we normally use on our streamers. Okay, I'm gonna be tying this golden brown. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and start our thread just behind the eye. And you can tell on this hook as well, more like a realistic shank has an oversized eye, which is quite normal. And most shanks actually do have an upturned eye as well, but we are not gonna bend this one. We don't want to.
I would love to actually bring Cam on the show tonight. I think he's 15 deep in the sauce.
Is he having some good comments?
Oh, I can give him the link and let him call in the show.
Man. Shot against the wall. Exactly. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, maybe. So we need to leave just a little bit of space back from the eye. We're gonna go ahead and grab a set of those bead chain eyes. So remember, we've tied in lots of our dumbbell eyes and bead chain eyes this year, so you know how to do this, but we need to put some cross wraps in. Okay, that's gonna initially hold those eyes where we want them to be. And then we just gotta do a whole series of figure eights, cross wraps, some wraps that are gonna go just around the hook shank itself, some that go just around the eyes itself. But the big thing here is just really securing those down so they're not gonna move. So on bead chain eyes, different than we have on dumbbell eyes. Oh, that smells good. That's gonna be fantastic. I'll try to hold this nice and close here so you can see. Obviously that attachment point between them is a lot thinner than when we have dumbbell eyes. So we need to be very sure when we get this secured that it's gonna stay. So we will actually use some glue as well. Bead chain eyes do have a little bit more of a tendency to move around. Do some wraps just around the dumbbell eyes themselves, and always finish with just some strict wraps around the hook shank. Once I feel lots of tension on there, it's not gonna move and I touch it too bad, then we're happy with it. I'm gonna flip this upside down so I get to the underside. I'm just gonna touch just a little bit of glue right on those thread wraps that are holding it specifically to the hook shank itself. That should dry up nicely by the time we get back to work with some more materials. Ah. I wasn't ready for the banana bread. Oh man, it's so good. Oh man, can't wait for a whole piece of that. Oh yeah. Let's keep working back down the fly. So the next thing we need to prepare, we need to get our thread about mid shank. Now go to that hook that you bent for me, hopefully one that's not broken. We need to go open up your material kit, and we need to grab a piece of that mono connecting fiber. Now what could be used here? We could use mono, we could use what's actually called intruder wire. We could use bead wire. That's a very cheap a cheap product to buy, which is what I normally use. It's just as strong and a lot cheaper than actual intruder wire. Or you can use some heavy mono like we've got in here for you guys, this brown heavy mono. I want you to match up those tips so they're right together. And now this is what we call the handshake knot that we do on these intruder hooks. So intruder hook facing forward, I need to come in from the back side. Both pieces of the mono are gonna go through the eye and come out the front. Okay, I'm gonna start to snug this down. Switch hands so I can see that loop. Okay, now I'm just gonna pull the loop down so the hook goes through the loop. And then as I pull that tight, this is what they call the handshake. Okay, so you can see how that mono basically fits in the opposite direction of the upturned eye, and it makes so that it's straight. It's a lot more noticeable when you have actual wire because it holds it strictly straight, but that's the handshake. Okay, so at any time, if I needed to change out this hook for any reason, once I tie this fly, I leave enough space so that I could still tip that down around the hook, pull it off, and I could change out that hook by just pulling that loop through. So that's kind of the advantage of that. So we'll pull that back through, get the handshake back, and we're good. Now, on this fly, we're gonna tie it so that the hook point is face down. For measuring purposes, I want to create this hook to sit back a full hook shank in length behind the hook itself. So I go to the hook, okay, so that's 1, that's 2, okay? So the back of this would be sitting a full hook shank length back. It's gonna be right about there, okay? Now, holding that in place, I'm gonna place that mono right down on top of the hook shank, take my first wraps. Then I'm gonna lift up on it a bit, making sure that hook point stays down. I'm gonna take threads all the way back to the back of it, and then forward, right up behind the bead chain eyes. I'm then gonna take what's remaining of those mono, and I'm gonna bend it back and point it down through the eye. This is gonna really help secure this so it won't slip out. I'll leave it just hanging out for a second there. Pull down on it, get a couple thread wraps right there. A couple of cross wraps, really lock in that. And then come to this side, the back side of the bead chain eyes again, and I'm gonna fold that back. And I can tell that it's gonna be long, so it's gonna be beyond that, so I need to trim just a little bit of that off. It's easier if I do that before I try to fold it back and tie it down. So once I got that there, that's good length. I'm now gonna get that back portion of it tied back down. So this is so that when this gets pulled on hard, there's pretty much 0% chance now that that's gonna pull out. I'm gonna take my thread all the way back to right there. Okay, now we're finally gonna get to put in our first material. So you've got a couple different materials in there. You've got enough of your rabbit zonker to tie about 5 to 10 of these flies, I would say. And we have a whole bunch of this really shiny looking dubbing as well. Lots of this. We don't need very much of it at all. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull off a pinch of it, like maybe a quarter of what you have in that clump. You can see that the fibers are quite long. So what I wanna try to do is, we call it stacking dubbing. So I'm gonna pull it apart. I'm gonna fold it, set it back on top of itself. That really kind of separates the fibers out. And then I'm gonna get them back a little bit tighter to themselves. And I'm actually gonna cut this into 3 pieces. So I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna cut, lay that down, pull it up again, cut again. And that should be left now with 3 semi-even chunks. And what that does is that just shortened up those fibers so they're not so long. So when I stack it this time, it's a lot shorter. If you have any pieces that are way out beyond the rest of them, just trim them out on both sides. Reason being is we just don't need the fibers to be that long. So I should be left with a clump that's fairly small, about 1 inch long, okay? Now I can just set that aside back in my dish for a second. Now I'm gonna create a dubbing loop. So we have done these in the past, but I don't think we've done one yet this year. So how we do this, I'm gonna pull my bobbin back, create a little bit of thread here, so I've got space. I'm gonna put 2 fingers on top of my thread. I'm gonna fold my bobbin back over top, lay it on top of the hook shank. I'm gonna take a couple wraps right there, okay? Now here's the really important part. So I've got this loop in my fingers, 2 fingers in there. I need to toss my bobbin over top of it, at least twice, and then take some wraps back over the hook shank. So what that does is it locks that dubbing loop in, so it's not gonna slide up the hook shank at all, okay? Now I can take my thread, I'm gonna move it forward to about the halfway mark on the hook shank. I'm gonna toss just a little half hitch in there just to make sure that it's locked in. I've saved my work, set my bobbin aside, and now all my attention is gonna be focused on this dubbing loop. So I like to always kind of keep a finger in there so I haven't lost it until I grab my dubbing spinner, whatever brand you use. This one's a loon. I'm gonna take that hook and put it right in the thread. Now, still have a finger in there to keep it open, because as soon as I take my finger out, it kind of closes that loop and I gotta work at getting it back open again. So always try to keep a finger in there until you're ready to lay your material in. Now I'm gonna go grab that clump of dubbing that I had, and I'm gonna try to lay it 50-50 on either side, like so. And I haven't spun this at all, so I can even it out. And I wanna even it and spread it out a little bit. So I can come in here, spread it out a little bit. Just gonna thin it in certain places. So it's about 1 inch, 1.5 inches long. Then I place my finger below the dubbing and I spin my dubbing spinner. It's gonna start to spin that material. I take my finger off, it's really gonna spin it. I'm gonna spin one more time. If you overspin, you definitely can break your thread, because there's only so many times that that thread can be spun before it breaks, okay? Now you could come in here with a dubbing brush and really brush it out, but no real need to. I like that it's a little thicker on the cord itself, and then we have all the hair sticking out each side, okay? Now, moisten your fingers, come in here and fold the material to basically one side. It's a synthetic, so it's slippery. It's not gonna really wanna stay there. So as I start to palmer it, every time I go to wrap this now, I'm gonna pull the material rearward so it stacks up on top of itself. We're just gonna do some nice even palmering forward until we get to basically that halfway point on the hook shank. And this is just working as like a hot spot. You could think of like a hot spot on a nymph. This is basically the same thing, just on this Intruder Leech. So I'm folding it back, stacking it up. I'm gonna use up just the last little bit of it, and that's left me enough room to get in the other materials that I need to. Now treat your dubbing loop just like it's a material that you're tying in and you're finishing it off. So I need to come back, take some thread wraps behind and in front, behind and in front. Make sure that's locked in and not going anywhere. And then I can go ahead and actually trim out that dubbing loop itself. Be careful not to cut your thread and not to mix them up. So that's out of the way. Don't put that tool too far away because we are going to use it again. Take a few thread wraps back up against that material. Make sure it's good and locked in there. I really like how that turned out. You can see it kind of makes this nice enveloping production of that material pointed rearward. Okay. Now we're gonna go to the only other material that we have in
Dave's
here.
got a question.
Tim, I do have a question.
Yeah, give her.
When you're doing the loop, like I've never done a loop, if it gets too tight like that to loosen it, should you go back and forth or which way should you go?
Why would you need to loosen it?
Like when you said if you spun it and your fibers got too tight.
Yeah.
Then like when you go back, if you went back and forth, would that loosen it or like
So
which way should you go?
The only way it's gonna be too tight, it's not about the material that's in there. What will happen is your thread will actually break.
Okay.
So your thread can only spin so many times in one direction before it breaks.
That's what makes you beautiful.
Really?
Yes! Oh, that was so...
Every time.
Every single time.
You guys suck, all of you. It's more, the thing that hurts most is that it's the setup.
Wow.
Such a long setup with long explanation just to get hit with how beautiful I am.
That was solid. And it took me
Hurts. It
half a
hurts a bit,
second,
actually.
and I'm like, wait. I like reached over, and I'm like,
You knew what was happening.
Oh, yeah. I
am
seen Dana reaching
here.
for sure.
Fudge you guys. Fudge you both.
There's nothing greater for me.
He's just sitting over there. He's just ready. He's like, where's the button? Where's the button? Good. Very good. I'm glad that
All
makes
right.
you so happy.
Yes. It makes me Jeff happy.
Yeah. I mean,
Anyways, that tequila is strong. Just gonna throw that out there.
we almost...
We should do it again.
Yeah, we should. Okay, so let's go to our next material. It's tied in two directions. This way and this way. You guys suck. Where's the Two Direction song? So rabbit zonker, it has, you could use pine squirrel here as well, but rabbit zonker is what we have for you guys. It has the leather portion on the bottom and then the fur on top. So when we're tying this in, we're gonna be measuring that leather portion on the bottom to the back of the hook bend on the rear hook, roughly. Okay, so kind of get a measurement in mind there. I'm gonna bring that forward. I'm gonna mark where that is in my head, which is right here. I'm gonna pull a little bit of that fur back away. I'm gonna trim that out right at that spot. Hang on to any little piece you have because we're gonna use that in the next step. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in and tie this right on top, right there, right in front of that dubbing. Make sure you get a good bite with your thread. This is a really important material to not have go missing because it's pretty much the whole fly. So once we have that tied in there, I'm gonna recheck my measurement. It's very good, very close. Okay, looks good. Now we probably have the toughest part of this fly coming up, which is just gonna be, we're gonna make another dubbing loop, but we're actually gonna be putting all of this fur inside the dubbing loop and spinning it. So what it does is it gives us this, find one of these ones I tied earlier. It gives us this really nice full shaped head that is the same dubbing, but it's just spun in, or the same fur, it's just spun into a dubbing loop. Okay, which is where we're also gonna palmer up. So let's go ahead and make another dubbing loop. So again, 2 fingers over top, fold that back over, toss once, twice around the hook shank. I like to do it a couple times just to really make sure. And then I'm gonna bring my thread forward. I'm gonna pass in front of the dumbbell or the bead chain eyes. I'm gonna throw a half hitch in right behind the eye to hold it in place. Set that aside. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead again, grab my dubbing spinning tool. I'm gonna set that right in there and I'm just gonna let that aside for a second. I can take my hands off of it. Now I'm gonna come to about this 1.5-ish inch strip And I'm gonna cut, so there is ways to do this with like these clips, like bag clips and stuff that is kind of a fancy way of doing it, but I'm gonna show you how to do it without, because not everybody's gonna have that tool. So what I need to do is I need to cut just the leather portion off of this. So I'm slowly gonna cut the leather portion off.
Did I leave that hair clip on there from last year? Because it was very similar to the last fly of the year.
Yeah, it's in the, I put it in the drawer there. It actually didn't work super well. So what I want to now do is I want to basically stick this as is inside this dubbing loop. So I've tried to keep my hands on it the best I can. I'm going to open my dubbing loop. I'm going to slide this in there, and I'm going to not spin it yet, because once it's in here, so you can see how that kind of laid in there, okay? That's about perfect. I need just a little bit of material out the back. I'm gonna adjust some of it because I haven't spun it yet, so I can still pull it back. I want the majority of the fiber to be out one side and just the butt ends to be locked in the other side. Okay, so now that I've got this in that position, before I lose it, because it is the toughest part to get that lined up, is I'm just gonna spin that. And this is really gonna look cool once it spins up really nice. It creates just a really buggy looking head like this. The fur itself, when you ever spin fur in a dubbing loop, it really just makes a really full looking head. I'm gonna brush it just a bit, but don't over brush it because it'll actually pull a bunch of it out. We don't want that. Now what I'm gonna do, moisten my fingers again, and now I can pull all of this fur. This fur, because it's not a synthetic, it folds to one side really nice. Okay, so it folds over. And now all I'm gonna do is get it to where it's gonna start just behind where I tied in that last fur. And now I'm just gonna do touching wraps with it forward. Palmering this head forward. I wanna get some wraps right up behind the bead chain eyes. I should basically have enough that once I'm finished here, I get to fold over once in front of the bead chain eyes, so it gives it a little bit of a mohawk. And I finish right there. Okay, just like that. Just a perfect amount. Once that dries, it'll look a little bit fuller again, but again, in the water, it's gonna look slick back like that anyways. Again, wraps behind and in front of that dubbing loop. I can go in there and trim that out. And all I gotta do from this point is I just need to whip finish this. So go ahead and grab your whip finish tool. I'm gonna come in here, whip finish this fly, 3 or 4 turn whip finish. I'll do it a couple times, and I am gonna put just a little bit of resin on there. Just like that. And then we'll come in here. I'm gonna use, just because I have what's handy here, I'm gonna again go to my fly tire Z-mint, a little bit of super glue. Just put a little dab.
Zena still shows up.
She still comes either way.
Oh, does she?
Only when Jeff's around.
Who doesn't?
Just tastes so good. Okay. Now what I do like to do is just kind of come in with a brush here. Just brush everything back. Now you could have attached this material to that hook shank. At the start, you could have put some thread wraps in one spot here. I prefer this pattern, and the way this one is traditionally tied is with it not on there. So this is a stiff mono, so that hook's always just gonna hang directly behind that hook shank or the shank up here. And this is, because of the way this is gonna be flowing in the water, it's gonna sit right against it. You're not gonna get any short strikes. That hook is a long ways back. Most bait fish pattern, when they're being chased, get eaten from behind. So you're gonna get a good hook up with that hook. And with the angle of that hook, it always makes for a really good ability for the fish to stay on the line. Just with those kind of snell, they're called like a snell hook. Really cool shape. That is our micro Intruder Leech. Not even micro, it's like a mid-size, but it's very, very cool. So last thing I'm gonna do here is, because I do have a pair of pliers, I'm gonna pop this guy out of the vise. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. There we go. I'm gonna come in back here, and all I'm gonna do is grab a pair of these like wire cutters. I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna cut off that hook. So it's kind of out of the way. Just being careful I'm not actually cutting any of that material. So all I've done is I've cut down so that there's just a little bit of that hook bend in there. You can hardly even see it. These are actually terrible for keeping in your fly boxes, because they actually make fly boxes for intruders that hold flies a little bit differently. But yes, this is that handshake is gonna sit back at the back. This is gonna be flowing right beside it. And that is your intruder style fly. And hopefully we're gonna have a few more of these in the future. Myself, I love swinging flies for salmon and for steelhead. So this is a very kind of classic pattern that we would use in those instances. So hope you enjoyed that fly.
Oh, why do you cut the hook?
Why do you cut the hook? I mean, you could leave it on there, but the problem is a lot of times you're gonna get a material that's
And wait,
free hanging like this. It's
Where
gonna
do you
get
see?
tangled.
Wait.
What?
No, go ahead.
No, all I was saying is if you have had this hook up here, what the fuck? You're killing me.
Go ahead.
Say what you want to say.
Where do most people swing flies?
In the water.
Steelhead.
Steelhead.
Where do most people fish steelhead? BC. What
BC.
can you do in BC?
Oh, you can only have a single hook in BC.
There you go.
Single
All right.
barbless hook.
I don't just show up with banana bread. I show up with great legal advice.
Well, there you go. You got all the advice right there.
And we're about to crush
Some banana bread.
some sourdough banana bread for our friends.
Let's see this. The first bite was good.
So good.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to pause the music. We're going to full ASMR this banana bread. Wait, somebody's sucking off the banana bread.
Got to get it out of the curtains.
I thought you don't have curtains. I thought curtains were illegal for beard people.
They're a little short, more like drapes. But
Tiff was threatening to bring her her buzzer for you.
I don't doubt it. Here I am.
I was going to show up with shears.
That's
good.
That is so good.
Oh, I love banana bread.
One more episode, Tim.
One more to go. 2 more flies and it's over.
2 more flies.
how did we not have the banana bread beer here for this? Just a comparator. Just
I-
a real deal.
I'm
against-
not the beer
I
guy.
wish we knew a guy who owned
I wish I was
Intruder.
Craft Beer Nation.
If I
I
had
would
a
have.
heads up, I tell you, there would have been some banana bread.
Well,
rounds.
you called Tim and asked him what to bring for beer, and clearly the wrong guy.
Talked to
He
the wrong
said
person.
cocktails.
I did. I
I
said
was like, what do you
cocktail.
want for beer? And he goes, bring me cocktails.
No, you probably didn't want any more diapers. You probably wanted like
You should ask him about your pouring beer in a glass thing and pouring it badly about your bloating. If that's a real thing or just made up.
some people say pour the beer fast in the glass and all the gas escapes, and then you don't bloat.
I don't know how much truth would be to that. There's definitely, it's funny because growing up, definitely I know I was always told like, you don't want head, right? And pour it and tilt the glass. And then
Like, don't get married. And
the
stuff
more I
like
found
that.
out about it was definitely you want that 1 inch ahead, roughly half an inch to 1 inch. And it is to kind of let the beer expand, expel
Yeah.
some of the stuff that ruins the flavor. It's probably because that macro brewery beer is just so flavorless that you want to keep all that stuff in there and not have
agree.
head. And then when you get into the craft beer game, you know,
You got to
like,
open that party
we
up.
got tons of flavor here. We can afford to lose a little bit here.
Yeah.
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 Touche.
Oh, that banana bread was good.
That was good.
You know what else is good? And they don't get mentioned enough, I think, on the couch. This morning,
Oh,
view,
yeah.
Mercantile,
Yeah.
the couch snacks.
They always leave couch snacks.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Their goal, they've already finished 2 whole
Yeah.
packages.
Tiff got through the cheese, as I knew she would, because that's her
So
game.
good.
And me, I'm a child. I love candy.
Yeah.
And we had the freeze-dried Christmas wreaths, and they were amazing.
Oh, yeah.
This-
So good.
I was telling actually Claude and Colleen that these are so good it's going to cost me a fortune because Tiff 100% is going to want to buy a freeze dryer.
Yeah, just it.
No,
yeah.
it's like people that buy a drift boat.
Yeah, it's so true.
Like, go spend $26,000 on a drift boat or put all that towards a guided trip. So, I mean, it's the same thing.
I think they
was
do
your
it
advice?
better than we ever would. So I would recommend probably just picking up their product.
I think you're going to save a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's good. That's good. That's good stuff. That's
That was
really
super
good.
good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, peanut butter would be good on it too.
Or that cinnamon spread.
Yeah. Oh,
You don't
maybe.
think?
Yeah.
It's good on everything.
It's good on everything.
Like Frank's Red.
yes.
shit's good on
All
everything.
right, Ted. In BC, you can't have two hooks. Yes, that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
He's agreeing with the fact. Factual.
Factual.
Actual factual. We got wins.
We got wins.
We got wins.
Wins
We
are
don't have
starting.
bingo. That's why we did this.
Yeah.
Plubui says cat.
That's because Gord's sitting on the couch.
Gordy over
Oh,
here?
he is on the couch?
Gord's on the
he's
arm of
over
the
here.
couch.
Oh, there he is.
He just blends right in.
Gord, he is a
Right-hand man.
mainstay here.
He likes hanging out with dragons and unicorns.
Gord.
And candles.
And candles. He
likes
burns.
candles,
He
too.
likes to burn. Gord is a suck and a mooch.
He is.
That's why we stole him. Because he got sick of his regular owners and moved in with us.
Wild.
Sean Watson says... That's what Sean Watson said.
There was nothing there. Just that. Oh,
Just
man.
seen Cam's comment about me looking huge. I just think that's by comparison with my tiny wife beside me. That's
yeah.
more,
That's
more
true.
what that is.
That's what people say about me with my tiny Tim.
I'm a good half your size, bro. I'm
I
more
know.
than half your size.
It's good. That's why we fit.
What do you mean?
Look at these good photos.
Those are some good photos.
So if you come up, stay on the couch. It is open house next week. Anybody is welcome to come up. What I think I should do is just kind of show this one more time before we go to the wins. And boom, boom, boom. We don't need to go through all that. But
so
what we
good.
do need to do is go through this.
Yes. You don't want to miss out, guys. This is like, I mean, we've been trying to discuss the ethical portion of ourselves buying tickets because the prizes are so good this year. It's like, man, do we buy under aliases?
Okay.
Carrot Top? And
I think this is a great time to share. I think I could probably do another beer right now. Probably.
Is
If
it-
anybody's out and about.
Gord, come
All right,
on.
what are we looking for on this beer, Dana?
Just kind of finishing the night.
a little little nightcap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little.
That makes me think dark. Something with a little
Whatever
coffee
you know.
flavor in it.
You do you.
All right, we'll figure
You
this
do you. You know, and I'll do me.
Dragon knows best.
Okay, guys,
Costumes.
hear me up. Grab the season 6 kit.
Yeah.
All right. Ideas run through my head rampantly, but so what I really want to do next year for season 7 kit is I would love to feature the TNL fam.
It's a great idea.
And I've kind of had, obviously those aren't real photos of me and Tim. And obviously.
What?
So I'll tell you a little funny story about Tim back in the day. As I was showing him photos that were artificially made of him. Tim, do you want me to tell the
No,
story?
I would prefer that you didn't. You're going to anyway.
There was a few photos there. I'm going to see if I can pull them up here while Tim tells you a joke.
They were just so bad. Like, I looked like I was super fat.
Yep.
It was-
Well,
And then a couple, I looked anorexic. I was like, can't you just find like the middle? Tell AI that I'm a regular sized human in that
Yeah.
like 150 pound range that doesn't look like a whale.
I'm just going
or
to
an
go
ant.
scroll back to the beginning of time. And anyways, it's a lot of work to create these images. But what I thought, and I want you guys' advice, is because I would love to honor the TNL fam in season 7. And so what I was thinking was, if you here's one of the options for Tim. One of the Tim options. And then
That one actually wasn't a terrible option.
this is the one I really liked of Tim.
See that? I don't know.
Tim said, I don't want to say this because I sound like a girl, but I feel like I'm fat. And I honestly, this is another one I liked of Tim. Could have been on the cover. Okay, so it takes a lot of work to find out what makes Tim thin. And then this guy is just being open. This one here was a trial of what we were gonna do for
I
season
liked
6.
the Western theme. I was
Okay, that was what we were gonna do. And then this one Tim's not gonna like. This is the one I almost went with. And it was something like this.
look at that. What I look anorexic. Look at how thin my face is.
I know. So
So
I said,
bad.
okay, we won't do this. This is actually this is Tim.
Okay. Look at that.
There
Look
it
at
is.
that.
That's Tim.
I'm all neck.
Yep. Anyways, so the reason I show those is because quite simply, we don't know how it's going to turn out. Okay. But if you could email me a pretty good profile, like a photo of yourself, I'm going to do my darndest next year. Have you ever seen Mario Party, the game, the disc, the cover of the disc? So it's like Mario and Luigi, and then like the whole fam is behind them. So if you want to be on the cover of season 7, email me a couple good photos that I can use to try to turn into somewhat of a bit of an Avatar cartoon-esque type thing. Does that make sense?
It's a great idea.
And I would love to try. I can't promise it's going to happen because trust me, just for me and Tim and with Tim's feelings and stuff, it was a process. What I won't do is give you quite the same like communication as like, hey, Eric, do you love your mustache in this one? Ken, do you think the roll of dimes is actually the right size?
It's cucumber or nothing. Come on.
But I do want to try my darndest to make this happen because I think that would be such a cool keepsake for everybody.
I think it'd be great. Such a good one. Trout's just concerned that he doesn't have any pictures of himself without handcuffs on. But that could be perfect.
That could be good too
That'd be good.
because it's what we call characters. So this one's called Hubtown Brewery Nightmare off Alma Street, a red IPA. 6% alcohol, strong beer. That's
dark.
what they say. It's from Okotoks, Alberta, the Hubtown Brewing. We're interested. Let's see what it is. So it's my idea, folks. The more tickets you buy, the more time I can spend on this idea. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Because time is money.
true.
And
true.
the cover of the Rolling Stone. I'm trying to think if I have any photos of me without. Oh, that's Trout. Yeah.
Sounds like Trout's been hanging with Jeff, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. Trout has stories.
He does.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best to make this happen because I really have this vision, and maybe like, and to Tim had a vision too about the Polaroids. So when you come sit on the couch, we do these Polaroids, right? And then we stick them on the OQP behind the couch people. And we just wanted you guys to know that this is about you as much as it is about fly tying, as much as it is about Tim, and as much as it is about me. And so somehow we can incorporate everybody into this idea. And so Tim's idea was the Polaroid. So maybe I just take your picture as is and put it on a Polaroid and we just stamp it all around. Maybe we won't have room for it all. I don't know. Send me a photo with clothes on and we'll save space for Jeff on the back of it.
Yes.
Maybe without clothes and
Yeah.
up the sales numbers a little
Yeah,
bit. You know?
get Ken and his roll of
Sex
dimes.
sells, they say.
Yeah,
Sex
it's
sells.
true. It's true.
That's what I was trying to tell Tim, but he felt overweight. He's 100 pounds soaking wet.
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
At least 150. Give me a break.
Okay, Paul's good. I don't even know what Paul looks like. We talk, quite often on the phone, and
Paulie
super
D.
cool. Yeah. Super cool. Hubtown, great brewery, great people. Oh, I gotta try the beer.
We're putting the malt flavor to the test here with this one, I thought. Something darker, a little maltiness.
There's a bit of smokiness, but I think it's okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Very yeah, well, yeah, love it.
It's funny when we were talking, I was saying, I think we need to make a spreadsheet.
Next year.
One with Dana,
Yeah.
one with Tim, and we put out the beers and the styles,
Yeah.
and we start tracking it and see if we can really
Dial
narrow
it
down
in by the end of the season.
flavor profile for
Yeah.
them and just start knocking out beers that are always a hit with you.
Yeah.
I think that'd be interesting.
It would be good.
Yeah, we're gonna do better next year. I'm gonna do better because it's my job. Make a craft beer nation scene so that we kind of have, like we talked about, just having a plan for the season as far as what beers we drink. Right now it's a bit random, but this is good. This is great. Tim, try this.
Well, we've got to try like so many beers this year that put us out of our comfort zone, I think. And I
Yeah.
found beers this year that I thought I would never like, that I
100%.
really enjoyed. So
Loved
I
it.
think that's super cool.
Yeah.
I think it's important that you have beers that you don't like on the show too, so that people understand what
Yeah.
your taste is,
Yeah.
and then they'll be like, "Oh, maybe I won't like that one, or maybe I will like that one." It's not a bad thing.
Well, and like we said, like it's like that opening it, pouring it, drinking it, like never, you know what I mean? It's not. It's just very candid.
Yeah, there's a wise mentor of mine back in the day that I worked with, Mr. Louis McCullough, to shout him out. But he used to always tell me, you don't know what you don't know. People don't know what they don't know. And the only way you find out is by trying and doing new things, right? So
Yeah.
with this especially, the feedback we got, especially with our Christmas advent calendars we did, people buy an advent calendar, they don't know what's in it, and it gives them the experience to try new things and new beers. And they discover new beer profiles or styles that they like that typically they wouldn't reach for.
Yeah.
And it's good. It's good to get out of your comfort zone a little.
That's like a fact.
great idea
That's
for
like
it, yeah.
there's so many beers out there, and so many beers that I would not pick this up at all. And I like it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's fun about going to a store like your guys' is you sell them in singles and you can just grab beers and you're not just running in to grab, a 12-pack of Coors Light. It's like to try things. And that's, I've interestingly enough, and I've talked about it before, but it's why I wanted to start Thursday Night Live. It's because I loved craft beer and I really wanted a reason to drink more craft beer. And I just think it really kind of fits the mold of everything that goes on here with, the exploration of fly tying. And, there's nothing traditional about Thursday Night Live, and it might rub people. It actually does rub people the wrong way because it's not how it always has been. But just, kind of like adding to what you said, it's like you don't know what you don't know. And so to just try something different, try a new style, a new way of fly tying, try a new beer.
The whole show has been built that way.
Yeah.
Like
100%.
nothing has been planned except for exploring and trying new things on a weekly basis.
We've done a little better at planning,
little bit
the
more,
flies that we tie, but even at that,
Yeah, you never know what you're going to
hard
see.
pressed. Yeah. We don't know either 10 minutes before the show.
It's
I think
true.
you said it best the other week too. Normal is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've seen the flying monkeys. It's always good to go against the grain, in my opinion. Sure, there's things to tradition, and there's a good thing of looking at that and staying on that path, but definitely exploration, adventure, that's advancement.
Yeah.
And that's what you guys have done with this show, from what I find. I could go back and watch, sure, not to say just old men, but some old guy in front of the lights
Yeah.
doing the same old. And for someone like me, it's going to be boring and I'm going to move on.
Yeah.
And with this show, it's engaging, it's fun, and definitely, there's skill and seriousness here,
Yeah.
but definitely there's another little element to it that makes it something special for sure.
Yeah. I agree. Totally. It's just been fun to kind of grow it, and who knows, and if you had a chance to see behind the curtains when we're having like these conversations about where do we go from here? Do we go from here? Do we the energy, the whatever, like how do we move forward? What do we do to move forward? And I don't know. It just it just goes.
Yeah. Well, it's
Just
never been
flows.
forced, Just
Yeah.
go.
And then come as you are.
Sometimes that's in the back of your car into the garage and
Yeah.
COVID
The,
times.
the early days. The early days when COVID was a real thing, and I had to drive over to Walmart and pick up Tim and drive him into my garage, shut the garage door. Cam was a part of one of those.
He was in there.
I want to openly admit this. That we were
We were not 10 feet apart.
We were you
I
guys
seen the room. They definitely weren't 10 feet apart.
We'd be
You
like,
saw-
yeah, see, our hands
we're
are
like,
touching.
we're so far apart. Wide angle lenses do magic. And here we are. One episode away. This is it. One more. So it's just like,
I'm thinking with the amount of people you might have show up for this final episode that
I'm fine.
you might need to put a little extra work into the old studio and have a couple extra
That's-
couches over there. maybe.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I got a week to do that. Janine's like, you're brewing up something, aren't you? And I'm
I
like,
have a feeling this
maybe.
might get a little out of hand pretty quick.
how fast can
hopefully.
Amazon get the TV over there?
Yeah.
I got a splitter. I can put a TV. They can hear. I can't get another camera. We got too many cameras on the system. Anyways,
so many cameras.
I only need 15 minutes to figure it out because that's kind of how
That's how it
every
Should
always
I put
works.
another beer
Show
order in
goes.
this week just to make sure we have enough?
yeah.
I feel like we might have to get a couple kegs going. Or
Yeah,
something
just a
for
full
this
keg.
party.
Claude brings his new kegerator up here.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, yeah, I think we need to maybe
Yeah.
get a little bit of Clothes beer on the show here. now
I
for the last
don't
episode.
doubt it.
Hey, for
You would
the
love to
Dana
show
and
that.
Tim review. I'm excited for it. I want to try it.
Yeah.
It was cool to meet them and then find out that was a passion of his as well.
Yeah.
Totally.
And also have them for backup for me when you guys shit on a beer that's actually good. So,
Yeah, Claude likes your beers.
He definitely is the runner-up on beer tasting. If
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
like it, he does. So interesting enough.
That's what's cool about palettes. None of them are the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Revolutionary resilience. Robin Rhodes. So she's kind of newer to the show this year, and she actually made a comment, which was super awesome when, like, I don't know, 5, 10, 6, 7 episodes ago. And I know you remember this, but she wrote in there like, the energy here is so fun. Like it's just good. It's good energy, and I think there's no better compliment. People can compliment the production of the show. They can compliment the fly time, but when you come in here and you just feel at home or accepted, I think that's the best compliment there is.
Yeah. 100%. Inclusion and people just feel comfortable to
Yeah.
be themselves. That's what we want.
It's good, which brings us to this time of the show.
Yeah.
We're happy you found us. I've said this since Tim let me on the show at about halfway through episode or season
Let
2.
you demanded that I not be alone.
Oh, it's a funny story. So we got pulled off the brewery. We got sent home. COVID's coming down. NBA canceled. NHL's canceling. We're just over there. I keep pointing over there because that's where the other studio is. It's not like, guys, it's a basement of a 1,200 square foot bungalow. Like, we're not in a warehouse somewhere. And I remember setting up the camera for Tim, and I was sitting behind, like I always did. And I said to Tim, "All right, you ready?" And he's like, What am I supposed to do here by myself?" And I'm like, "Just like every other time, you just tie a fly." And he's like, "There's nobody to tie with. Like, there's no people here." And I was like, "What do you want me to do?" He's like, "Sit beside me." And I'm like, "What do I do?" And he's like,
Continue heckling me like you always do.
yeah. He's like, "I don't know, man. I just don't want to do this alone." Yeah, and so I jumped in there, and you can go back and look at this. It's still on
That's
YouTube.
crazy.
And we sat there just like, "Hey,"
It's so awkward.
like, not these costumes, because that would be embarrassing. And we're like, "Well,
Remember when we
things
used to
have
get
changed."
embarrassed? That was so cool.
Yeah, things have changed.
Long gone are the days.
And there it is. I found my place. I earned my place in the show as this guy behind the camera. All right, wins. What is it? It's what's important now. A bunch of people have been sharing their wins. We're gonna put your wins on the screen, so don't leave, because Dave and Tiff have been practicing reading out loud all day, so they're excited to read.
You're so ready.
Read it out. And so we're just going to kind of go in the circle here, starting with Tim. He's going to share what's important now in his life with you guys. And then it's going to kind of go Tiff, Dave, and then me, and then we're gonna put your guys' up on the screen, and we're gonna share your wins.
Yeah. Sounds
So
good.
Tim, you're up.
All right, I'm up. Okay, I got 2 wins this week. 2 good ones. First off, this last weekend, kind of got to go out for my last kind of ice fishing exploration weekend. Got to take my kiddo out, which was awesome. But I got to actually spend time with my brother, and I haven't. I come from a big family. There's 9 of us kids. It's not always easy to see our family, and we're all busy in life. But it's the first time in a long time I've had like one-on-one time with my older brother. And I mean older, he's like 50. But it was so awesome. I had such a good time just like sharing memories with him, introducing him to some of my friends that love doing what we all love. It was just such a fantastic weekend. So that was a big win for me.
What do we all love?
Well, some of my brothers love ice fishing.
fishing.
Number 2 win for me though is definitely these 2 on the couch. I love these guys. It's been so fun to like I've known them forever. Dave more recently, but Tiff has been cutting my hair since I don't even know. I can remember, I think it was last year we were talking about the show a lot, and she's always very inquisitive about it. She's like, I think we need to be part of this. And met Dave, hooked up with Dave, and they were, there's some people that like appreciate what we do, but then there's people who just like full tilt, like we're doing this. I'm buying into this full-heartedly, and that's not just with a sponsorship, because that is something that costs them. Like they're true investors in our show. But just to see the growth of Dave and his fly tying, as someone who is instructing the fly tying, it means a ton to see someone excel, because something's going right and it's working, and it's so fun. I can't wait to get you out fishing, because I think to catch something on your own flies is going to be like a huge thing for you to be like, this has come full circle. So
I'm super excited for that, definitely.
Yeah, man, it's super awesome. So I'm super grateful for you guys. Thank you for everything this year, providing great beverages, and it's been a joy to have you as part of the show, and I hope we have you guys around for a while. So those are my wins.
Definitely.
Love you guys, and thank you for being part of it.
Love you.
Tiff, you're up.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to try and keep it short, because when I start talking about gardening, it's like a problem.
Hence the YouTube channel.
Hence YouTube, yes. I get to start my seedlings this weekend. So I didn't bring it up, but it's my birthday tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh,
my
got that a tight
freaking
seat.
goodness. Okay, guys, we got a problem because the birthday scene doesn't mesh well with this. I think all right, everybody, round of
it's
clicks
your
for
birthday.
Tiff's birthday. I don't care if it screws up the show. This is definitely
Figure it
worth
out.
a round of clicks.
What are you, like third? We talked about this.
27.
No, don't tell me.
Yeah, what did you say?
I said 32,
yeah.
and you
And I
said
was like,
Higher.
appreciate the low.
30,
Yeah.
36.
36.
36.
Yeah.
I was going to say 36. Am I right?
Yeah.
I didn't hear what you said, but 36, right?
Nice guess. Good guess.
Good guess.
Happy birthday.
Happy
We forgot to
birthday.
do this at the start of the show. Oh, Gord's going to wreck
Gord's-
everything.
oh,
Gord.
Seeing if he likes that big
on
wave.
it.
Oh, yeah. He's like, Gord.
He's like, man, give me that nail polish remover with my defined palette here.
Oh,
Guys,
geez.
I've
Mango
seen
peeler.
Gord. I've seen Gord up there by the kits up top. So that's.
Look at him go.
All right, Kay, watch this.
Didn't crash anything.
I thought it froze. I was like, well, that went really
Yeah.
quiet immediately.
But where's this? Oh my goodness! I gotta find our way back to this. I don't even know. Watch this. This scene.
Waiting, watching.
There, music
There it is.
started
There you
again.
go.
Just
Okay.
just I predicted.
Continue.
Just
Okay,
like
the
it
only-
would happen.
The only reason why I wanted to hear the song, obviously, but because around my birthday is when I get to start my seeds, and it's like the best birthday present ever. So that's my win, because I just get to start my seeds. I'm
Cool.
gonna be starting peppers, tomatoes, and my sweet potato slips.
Oh.
So weather doesn't matter. Like you got to dig in the 20 feet of snow. Like I'm confused.
This must be indoor.
So I guess that's a good point to make. Yeah, I have a indoor kind of grow op, if you want to call it that.
Oh, I can. Okay, now it all makes sense.
Next to those
Shelving.
other plants. Yeah.
Well, those are Dave's.
Dave's.
This like shelving that we got from Home Depot, lights, all that stuff. Trays.
Nice. So snow doesn't matter.
Snow doesn't matter.
All right.
All right, David.
Good. Apparently, I gotta step up my birthday gift game because the best part of Tiff's birthday is she gets to start seeds.
Yeah.
The gift I got her.
And you thought it was going to be
I
the
like
couch.
freeze dryers.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Apparently, Jeff's got a leg on you.
So,
A third leg.
Tastes better. Memorable.
if you've watched the show and I comment on wins, mine tend to get a little long. I'll try not to.
No, get rock and
Try
roll.
not to get it too long.
Dude.
But
Have you seen
control. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes. Have you been here?
you know, everybody comes on the couch and they say, oh, this is my win. This is my win. And definitely being here is a win. But being a part of this, like you said, something we've talked about for a while. And for us originally, you know, this chat said, oh, that'd be cool to be a part of. And then the more and more we got exposed to it, the more and more we understood what the community and the TNL family was, the more I knew we made the right decision. And I talked to Dana about it, you know, seeing your guys' values and what's important to you guys really aligns with what we're all about. And seeing things like, you know, OQP, and then love people catch fish. And it really resonated with me. You've seen my dad on here, growing up with him.
Yeah.
His big thing was always, you know, it's not about the fish, it's about the people in the boat. And thinking back on that, it is always like a cool thing to get there and get a fish and they're biting and it's active. But really, when you think back about, you know, your time spent on the water, it is the people that are around you. And being a part of this and getting into the fly fishing community has been cool. Fishing's always been a big part of my life. I talked to Dana about that. I grew up in Oshawa, Ontario. We had the creek that ran off of Lake Ontario. My brother Tyrone and I would fish the salmon run all the time, you know, like 7-year-old boys waking up at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
and electrical taping spinning rods to their bicycles with like a mayonnaise jar in case we got a female full of roe to keep some spawn and stuff, right? Like, and then from there, you know, I have an uncle, he was a commercial fisherman on Lake Huron, and being out netting fish and seeing that side of it, or having the barbecue and the picnic table on the fishing tug, and we go out and go down rigging for salmon out on Lake Huron has always been a cool part. Right up until, you know, our wedding, we went out, we were married in Mexico, and we went out deep sea fishing and having my dad there. And one fish, one small football-sized yellow tuna in the worst weather you could imagine. My two brothers, which aren't biological brothers, but guys I've known my entire life, puking their guts out on this boat. The entire time we were out for a full day. And, you know, the captain looking down and being like, boys, what you want to do? You want to go in? Like, well, I'm feeling pretty bad. Like, could you drop us off and go out? No, if we go in, we're staying in. And the two of them just being like, then we stay out. Watching one get sick and make the other one get sick. Back and forth trading off. And honestly, insane swells. And the garbage cans are puking and tipping over and spilling I mean, honestly, when I look back, and it's things you forget, like fishing's always been a big part of my life. And I'm excited to build on that. And even looking back and thinking of those times, I've never had a bad time on the water, ever. No matter what's going on in life, you know, the things that stress you out. I remember a few years ago having a day, and my brother Tyrone asked me, like, you want to go out fishing last minute? And just being like, yep. And phoning my boss and like, day off today. I do not regret that, man. Honestly, those are the things that are important. And it's cool to be a part of this. It's cool to see how much everybody's really, really engaged in a part of it. And yeah, looking forward just to see where this goes and being a part of it moving forward. And definitely getting out on the river and trying to figure out, see if I can actually cast these flies that I've been tying. That's
can
going to be
cast
the
them.
next thing, you know?
But do they tangle?
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But yeah, it's been cool, man. Honestly, thrilled to be a part of it. We couldn't have made a better choice, honestly, and thrilled about it.
Awesome.
Beautiful. That's just like watching, you know, Tim said, from your perspective, watching you learn to tie, get in your kit 100% all in, get in a Norvise, And just those words is like, you know, it's just like you're. I think being proud to be a part of it is a really cool thing. And Tim talked about just like the investment, like just being in it, like as an investor, as a sponsor, as a TNL fan member, and just getting it, watching all the wins pop up here that we're gonna share here. It's really cool. It's really humbling.
And I don't want to forget, I kind of did have a 2 to 3 part win. Mentioning the sponsors, honestly, that's another big part of it. Colin's been amazing from Rocky Mountain Fly Shop. Obviously, that I got all my equipment from there.
Yeah.
He's been great in that. He's been great in supporting me. He's coming to Red Deer, grab stuff off me. Claude and Colleen, Morning View Mercantile, same thing.
Yeah.
Amazing people instantly came in, and it's a family, and you feel like you're a part of the family.
Yeah.
That's been so cool. We're excited to start working with them. You guys have seen kind of the cocktail stuff they got going on, so we're in talks of trying to get that into Craft Beer Nation, get the freeze-dried goods into the barbershop as well as an option for snacks there. And that's a cool part too. That's a part of speaking to the community. There's, you know, you can throw money at something and get your name on it, but actually truly engaging and being a part of that community, and seeing the way that they're a part of it's been amazing. And a quick third one, we just had a friend, they're going in for a pacemaker. We wish them all the best. Molly, love you. You're gonna rock it. Excited for you to feel better than you ever had. Enjoy your walks without feeling exhausted again.
Yes.
And you know, those are the small parts in life that just kind of pop up out of nowhere and put everything into perspective. And seeing that family and the way they come together and support each other has been amazing. So hug the people you love. Take care of yourselves, most importantly, on top of that. If you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of the people around you. So
that's it.
Wise
no
words.
truer words have been said.
Wise words.
Which is important. Talking to one of our TNL fan members today, who was apologizing for not having tuned in to what she told us. It's been a tough. Actually, we had a couple chats today with TNL fan members, and bad joke Doug. Man, you've been through a lot. And
tough year.
So I just want to kind of like sum all that up in the wins category for me. There's the amount of people, Steve Lyle, Triple Point Chemical, Doug, Justin Fisher, Paul D, just to name some people, you know, kind of off the sponsor train that have just called Scott at Tracks, and they're just like, what can we give to make this successful? And like bad joke Doug, like that freaking guy's been through the absolute ringer, had a full, hip surgery, redid his hip, and like 3 weeks later fell and broke his femur on the same leg as that hip. And he's like, oh, I'm good, man. Just got some titanium put in there and I'm ready to rock, and I'll see you at I4 on Saturday. And the same thing was and I said, didn't you have a bad year last year? He's like, yeah, I just had pneumonia for 2 months. And it's just the resilience factor. And so my win, not to be cliche because it's said a lot, but like the TNL fam who just reaches out and just is like, what can I do to help make this awesome? You guys are included. And just like, it's like, what can we do? What can we do? Your $150 is just added to the things, and it's like, it doesn't, and I probably feel bad. I probably feel guilty. I probably feel like, why do people just want to keep this going? But to everything that you just said and everything you just said and all the wins that are popping in here, it's like, it's the TNL fam. It's literally what it is. And we got six seasons we've been doing this. We got one episode left. I can remember just building this in November, December, and thinking like, all right, it's a lot of work. And kind of just like, here we go. and now it's over, pretty much. It's crazy.
It's like a part of that too, though. Like when you speak that, people wanting to give, that's a reflection of you and Tim, and I don't think it's said enough how truly committed you guys are. And I hear you guys say it, reach out, and then I talk to you privately afterwards, and I know people reach out, and I know you guys make time for those people as well, right? Like this isn't just lip service. These guys are all about that. And that's another part where I was like, man, we made the right choice. We definitely made the right choice.
Yeah.
People are here for you guys because you guys are here for them. And that's huge, right?
Yeah. It's cool. It's really cool. It is.
Well, it's interesting when you're not after anything, we're not selling anything. We're not, it's amazing how vulnerable people are willing to be in a relationship when you're not trying to get something from them. And that's the family in a nutshell.
And I remember so we used to pack up all this stuff and go to Calgary and unpack it all, and people would show up, definitely, Cam and some other people in the beginning, and we would spend 2 hours getting it all set up, and just to do a 2-hour show and then unpack it all for an hour and a half and drive home. And it was like about the third or fourth episode, and it was like overwhelming. And I remember we were just like, what are we doing? Nobody's showing up. And I just said to Tim, I don't know, man, but we're supposed to do this, and we just keep serving. We just keep showing up, and it's just like, it just kept more people came, and it's like, we got people here such as Barry, who's been here since day one, 115 or 16 episodes ago. And I think
you were just say years old.
He's
Maybe.
almost that old. But it's just cool. Like, it's just cool to just show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Touche.
All right. Let's see if you guys have been practicing your
Let's do it.
read
Let's
in
do
public.
this.
Tim, you're up first.
All right. Andy says, win for the week. Got out with Eli for one last trip on the ice. Also got to get into the kitchen a bit this week and cook for the family because Lindsay was putting in some extra hours at work. So we can take off next week and head to the coast to see my mom for her birthday next week. Her health hasn't been very good lately, but got some good news today, and also just love hanging out with all of you on Thursdays. OQP, LPCF.
Yeah. Travis.
Travis Booth. My daughter.
My win.
My win.
Sometimes you have to decipher what they meant to say.
This
I
is
think he
actually the
meant to
challenge.
say-
My daughter.
My daughter.
I think he meant to say, I win.
Yeah.
My daughter from Utah is coming to visit with husband for her birthday tomorrow. Family means everything. I also consider you all family too. Stay safe. You too.
Yes. Awesome.
Find me a big one. I feel bad.
Okay, here we
Getting the
go.
There
big
you
ones
go.
up on
You got to go.
Cam Wolno. Did I say that right?
Wolnuff, yeah.
Wolnuff.
We don't even
Okay.
know.
Have a few wins this week. First float of the year under the belt with Dimes and Terry. First full 2-week paycheck in way too long. IF4 this weekend. Hell yeah. To see old and new faces and get my wife home Monday after taking care of her mom after her passing last week. Looking forward to meeting a lot of you this weekend. Plus, I am passing along a bit of my other passion, skiing, to Mike Dumont so he can get his kids into the sport. LPCF, OQP.
Nice. Win, Tamara. Win for the week is counting down to IF4. Gather with our blood family and our TNL family for a great day. Erica will even still be rocking the Aircast, much to her dismay.
Chaz, win. Really needed this today. TNL hits well this week. Great people in here. Serve your family. Serve the people around you. Be a dad who matters. LPCF.
Yes.
Scott Lawrence. My win was presenting Project Healing Waters to over 100K disabled veterans in Colorado because fly fishing saves lives.
Yes, it does.
Hell yeah. Adrian Tybalt. Win. Things are overall good. Kids are thriving and fun. Everyone is healthy, but the main win is TNL and the TNL family. The OQP, love the show, love the people. I'll miss you all this summer.
Dave, you got another one to read.
All right, we'll get this one up. He forgot to put that this was his win, man. I don't know.
That's what he meant.
Yeah, anything involving this Lake of Wangoon is definitely a win for my father. So he had said, Dave, get some of your flies to Wangoon Lake for this summer, aka Heaven North is what he calls it, Northern Ontario.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting a new fly rod. Thanks, folks. Made my night. Glad the Leafs weren't playing tonight. We would have been bumped 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Janine, jump in here.
Janine's coming
There's a
in to
spot
read
on
a
the
win.
couch. There's a spot on the couch. She's shy, but
Come on.
bring Gord, jump on the couch. Dave, Tiffany, Janine, everybody know
Yeah,
each
man.
other.
Get over so she doesn't have to jump over the microphone here.
She doesn't have headphones. but-
Also, speaking of Ontario, I heard that when Tim was in New Zealand, that was the biggest fish he's ever seen. I heard Ontario has these big musky waters.
Oh,
that
they do.
maybe we need to get you guys
They-
out east.
Oh, they do.
well, anyways,
Musky.
I'm good. All right, Jacob. Janine, do you want to read that? Welcome to the show. She doesn't like to read out loud. You and Tiff both get full rednecks when you get in public. Okay, this is me. Jacob found the show by fluke, and he means on purpose. Many seasons ago, he's been enjoying it ever since. Met so many cool people in this group. I don't think that was a win, but it was a win. I'm making it a win.
Making it a win.
Mr. Pluy.
Mike Ploy, when was getting to volunteer with my son's school class and help them learn about catapults. Pumped for I-4 this weekend. Looking forward to partying with the fam.
Yeah. Janine, you're up. Make her read.
Do it.
Hand her the
Do
mic.
it.
Hand her the
If
mic.
she's holding it. She has to.
Yep.
Hi, everyone.
No, you just have to read. It's easy. It's all right there in English. Okay, well,
All
Tiff,
right.
read.
Tiff,
She
show her
needs
how
the
it's done.
We'll
sunglasses,
break her.
maybe.
Yeah,
This helps with the
give her the
glare.
sunglasses.
Some of
Janine,
these might help.
give her a microphone. Barry.
Oh, I got.
Some glasses and
For-
a microphone will help.
It's her first time on the
It
show
is.
in
Jeez.
100
6
and
seasons. Okay. I can see that I got my mom home after 3 months in the hospital. Is that what?
you can just keep reading this.
Well, that's the end
It's
of
right
it.
here.
Oh, the one above it.
Wins for the week. Finally finished a job that has caused me nothing but stress for the last few months. Getting out for the first float of the year with Cam.
Yeah.
Is that who it
Mr.
is?
Woolnuff.
I don't think I ever knew Cam's last name.
Yeah.
Now you do.
Hi, Cam.
This is not Cam.
Enjoy IF4. Everyone wishing I could make it, but kids hockey in Edmonton comes first. We know that. OQP, LPCF. Great
All
show,
right.
guys.
Great job. Round of
Nice.
clicks for the new person.
Killed
Okay.
Oh,
It was the glasses.
114 episodes, and she has finally. We
Debuted.
have to zoom the couch out.
I'm behind the scenes. That's what I like.
Yes.
I'm behind the scenes support.
All right. And do you know how Jeff tastes? Just ask him.
It's a simple yes or no.
Yeah. Just say no.
Yes.
Oh,
okay, wow.
Jeff gets around.
Man,
Yes.
Jeff, he's getting around.
Jeff is gonna have the wrath of the
Jeff?
beard.
I can't
soon.
wait to get him to watch this.
I know.
I can't wait.
Oh,
All
okay.
the jokes, the whole show.
Tiff,
Oh,
you got a big one.
yum.
You'll have to rewatch it.
Yum.
Okay, pass off the mic, Janine. Your turn's over.
Oh, I get the good one, right?
Yeah.
The easy one?
Easy.
Yes. Got my mom home after 3 months in the hospital.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good job, Mr. McKenna.
Just to save the big one for me. I like
yeah.
it. Jacob Reamer. I've been struggling with wins lately after a workplace accident that has caused a broken foot with many complications and post-concussion injuries that may have plagued me. I look to get up every day and try to move forward and stay positive. Hell yeah, keep doing that. My win is this group and all my friends and family that have helped me in the last 6 months.
Nice.
Killing it, bro. Get up every day, man.
Yep.
Yeah, wish you all the
He's
best.
had a crappy run. Mr. Ritzko, my win this week is I got some great news from home. My daughter got approved for her first mortgage and is buying her first home all on her own.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
Terry Sather, win for the week was catching the show after missing the last two. We've got a few ties to catch up on. Also a big win, we booked our trip to Houston to see Joel and Alicia for a couple weeks in April. Hope to catch a few redfish on the fly.
Yeah.
Do you CrossFit?
Janine, you're up.
Tiff's just throwing it back
Still
at her.
like, happy birthday, Tiff. Is it your birthday, Tiff?
Tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
is where
Do you
the-
love your birthday?
I love it because
She's a
Is that
gardening
the garden?
guru.
That's the
Yeah.
win. Okay.
Dave doesn't
Craig
get to plant
Jones.
seeds.
Win next week. We're off to Mexico for what will be more than likely the last family trip with my dad and his deteriorating health. Looking forward to spending some much needed time away in the sun and hanging with my family. We'll be tuning in from the airport when I can. These people are dedicated.
I know.
It's amazing. Second IF4 this weekend. So Craig Jones is coming. Love that.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing the TNL fam.
Nice.
All the best to your dad too, Craig. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and
take
enjoy
it in.
Mexico. That's one of my favorite spots.
Eric Augustin. Augustin?
Yeah, we just say Augustin.
I'll say it
Augustin.
sounds better.
Viva la Augustin.
My win for the week. I got to take my 85-year-old buddy on a veterans fly fishing trip this week. I got to fish the Clinch River today. We had a good time. We got a few fish. Mainly, it was good hanging out with my buddies. Be blessed, my TNL fam. LPCF.
Thank a veteran too, man. That's
awesome.
awesome to see.
You should see the photos.
Yeah, so
the
cool.
wheelchair the guy took down to the river.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not sure if this is a win, but this
Well,
is the
over
mayor.
The mayor, Mr. Barry Diggow. Wrapping up another episode of TNL 118. What a great 6 years. So much growth. Just such an awesome group to be a part of.
118 episodes.
Crazy.
Struthers Brothers. Struthers win is the upcoming convergence of the TNL fam for the I4 Festival. Looking forward to seeing old friends, making new ones, and flipping pancakes. He didn't say that. I said that.
Jason Baggs, my win booked me and the boys tickets for IF4. I can't wait to see everybody, but my biggest win was the incredible amount of support that was shown towards me at this boat and sportsman show this past weekend. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I had as much support behind me than I realized last weekend. It truly was a heartwarming feeling.
Yeah, and he was concerned about how small the fly was for the hopper.
Yeah.
But you were also concerned.
Yeah. Well,
It's a small hook.
small hook.
Small hook. Challenge those skills. All right. Janine, you ready? You got some wigs on? Now look at her. She's
Yeah,
totally
She's in.
She's wigging out.
She's in.
Oh,
She's going to
this
be here.
coat,
Tim,
but-
your job is over.
See you
We
later.
need a fourth camera next season.
Time well wasted. That's
Wait.
mine.
Nice try.
That's
This
all I
is
can
Ray
see
McDonald.
All I can see is my hair here.
My win for the week.
Oh, it's heading to IF4. Weather permitting. Pancakes
Just
and maple sausages, my favorite. Can't wait to catch up with my TNL fam.
yeah.
Yeah, weather permitting.
And Ray, I have your shirt. I
the
I
weather.
went to ship it, but I thought you were coming because you owe me a beer. So better not let the weather get in the way. I have to agree. It's not about the fish. UFA for life. So, Hot Sauce John called today and asked if the guy that couldn't catch a fish was going to also be out that day. And I said, who? Sean or Bruce? Because I had both of them
The shoe fits.
all together. Mr. Jerry Dickow.
Jerry, my win for the week is making it through another year of hockey and seeing the smiles on all the kids' faces when they got personalized awards, and also getting a win to the parents versus kids game. Look forward to meeting everyone at IF4.
Nice. Can't wait to meet you, Jerry.
Stomp those kids.
Yeah.
You don't get better by paying people worse than you.
Yeah, no, I'm curious. Did he let the kids win or did
No,
they stop?
he won.
Oh,
He just
yeah.
straight up,
We
you
win.
Yeah.
man.
Oh, Dan.
Win for the week is just being lucky to be a part of the TNL fam and knowing amazing humans like Tim and Dana. Two people I look up to. Love you guys. Hashtag PB&J.
Yeah. Dan sent us these.
Yeah,
Nice.
Dan made us these mugs. How epic. What an incredible human.
And you're right. Amazing humans, Tim and Dave.
Yeah. Well, I'm agreeing. That's weird.
Finally, someone said it.
Finally, Dave, you win. PB&J, Dan, thank you. Dan sent us a care package with these awesome mugs and a bunch of seasonings. And he said, happy rubbing. And I said, normally all summer, Tim shares the bed with me, and it's definitely going to be happy rubbing.
Yeah.
Our
On-
meat.
on the BBQ.
On the smoker. The meat.
Let's keep on moving.
Smoker.
We're past that comment.
John Miller. My win finished the DIY edition on the Texas home and passed all the final inspections. Now headed home to Michigan and to the family soon.
Awesome. Yeah. Ryan, wins for this week. I had my big interview and currently waiting on an offer sheet. Harper's Big 5 is tomorrow. Where did the time go? And for the first time ever, I'll be early for IF4 and make the breakfast. Was in and out of the show the last few weeks, but can't wait to see some of the fam on the weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, be good to see
Dave,
everybody.
you should read this one.
Okay, he snuck in for another one.
He's just waiting.
The actual win is the boy, and that would be me.
And Tiff.
And Tiff.
And Tiff.
It's actually Dave's birthday on the 30th as well.
What?
Oh,
Happy
man.
birthday.
So many
Final
B-days.
episode birthday?
All the best people are born in March.
Yeah, that's why I was born in
Whoa.
October. 'Cause I suck, apparently. Okay, McKenna and John Miller hook up. And John wants to know where your Texas home is. Go down there. Got to visit. We got to set up like a meet and greet in the middle of America.
Maybe not the middle. I don't think the middle's where we want to be, but like somewhere cool down there for sure.
What am I
Janine,
reading? My
Janine,
win?
you're up.
Paul D. TNL is a break from all the tumultuous things going on in the world. I just assume that's what that means. Good to know there are good people out there. It's a great win.
Yeah. Stephen Lyle. Tiff, you're up.
My win. I have been traveling on business and very excited to log in tonight. I got to have lunch with great friends yesterday. Nice to be back. God bless all of you.
I just say great job on Tiff on throwing the word in on there. Build that in
Guys,
fantastic.
I was the
did,
great
yeah.
friend yesterday.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it would have tripped me out.
Like, she
nailed
rocked
it.
that. She
Yeah,
was kind
I
of
saw
worried
it.
and she rocked
Improvisation. Good job.
Is it
Right.
me now or is it
that.
you
Now I'm
again?
going to flub this one for sure. We've been on a roll. Cole Clayton, my win. JB, glad I said that in the right order. Got to meet his other set of grandparents, and he is their first grandson. Their first time watching TNL, and seemed that they really enjoyed it. Can't wait to see everybody on Saturday. OQP reposted from way deep up in comment land.
Nice. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
some
Sick.
people aren't seeing them. Oh, hey, Janine. It's going to be like a frat house this week. I hope so, because I'm wearing my Lacoste shirt and my khaki shorts. Mr. Dumont, my win is the TNL community. I was looking to buy some used skis in Calgary on the same day as IF4. I reached out to Cam if he could pick them up for me and bring them to Olds. Being a great guy that he is, he said he could, but then he asked if I wanted an old pair that he had, and I'm really looking forward to the next ski season to spend it with my boys without using rentals. Bruce.
Oh, Bruce. My win is my daughter, Morgan. She has a milestone birthday in 2 weeks. Instead of having a big celebration on the day, she'll be spending time with her aunt, my sister, who's going through cancer treatment in Saskatoon. So very proud of the selfless, caring, beautiful person she's become.
Love Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan's great.
Love Bruce.
Can we just throw out a fuck cancer?
Yeah.
It's the second time that's
Hashtag.
come up today.
Yeah.
Just big time, man. Everybody going through that.
Yeah.
Kick its ass. Fuck cancer.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Looks like that's it for the wins. Guys,
Good ones.
this is officially the longest episode of the year, and we didn't have Flango.
It's crazy. It's so good.
I think it was the great couch people that
Yeah,
did it.
agreed.
Maybe it was my.
Hey.
You get like a fan on the couch.
I've been staring at that diaper
Oh.
for at
Yeah, you
least
need a
30 minutes, to be
fan.
A
honest.
fan.
I just saw the diapers. It's
fan. We have
why is
three.
it out?
We have three. We brought in three
might be
fans on the
needed.
couch.
Tiff was actually wearing it for the first half of the show. So
Sorry,
Oh
we
my
have
God,
three.
way too
We
Is it
hot.
have,
socially acceptable? Like grabbing
we have
just
three fans on the couch.
I know 3
It's
fans.
hot.
Yeah.
And you got the.
You guys aren't fans of ours?
You're fans.
fans.
Did you
And the
guys
wool
wait? Did you just Janine? Did you just want only fans on the
dad
couch?
jokes don't work.
Listen, I'm just leaning into my week. Babe,
Hey,
look
Barbara.
at us. Look at us. Barbara?
Barbara, are we gonna leave those on
Let's wear these
later
tonight.
tonight when you
Yeah,
when you
let's
christen
wear
me?
these.
Just wear a Jeff name tag.
Just
you'll be
do
fine.
not mention Jeff. Do not mention Jeff.
You're just gonna wake up. and
Okay,
it's gonna
folks, I
happen.
just got a message from my computer saying disk space is full.
Oh no.
We've got moments before it boots us. Maybe we are booted. Oh wait, we cannot neglect
Hey,
this.
Oh, one more.
coming in.
I don't know who's up.
Who's reading?
I think it's
Uh,
Dave.
I'll read it.
Just say Dave.
The one and only Colleen, Morning View Mercantile. My win this week is still to come. I can't wait to see everyone on Saturday. We'll be at RMFS, so come say hi.
Yeah.
Yes. Amazing.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the
I
weekend.
don't know
It's
if I
gonna be
should
fantastic.
rat her out about the photo she sent me of Claude.
Yes, definitely.
But
Rat
I'll,
out.
I'll show you guys later. It was really funny.
Okay.
Okay, Jason,
guys.
tie that fly on that small hook. Be brave.
Just do it.
Be brave. Janine, finish that
Well,
statement.
I just love that Terry's talking about the follow. Thank you. The follow-up BS session at Trax Pub. Oh, because that's.
That's the best.
Are you guys coming?
Oh, yeah.
They're spending the night.
Have a few.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got that last $300
Yeah.
hotel room
Oh.
that Colleen passed up on.
She got hers for like $80.
She told me. And then Tim's like, I booked it. And I'm like, which one did you get? It was $300.
Perfect.
Well,
That'll be worth it.
they
Oh,
say
hell yeah.
when in Rome.
We're looking forward to it.
I mean, you probably needed a three-person room.
It's
for,
true.
for you, Tiff, and Jeff.
When you split 300 three ways, it's not that expensive.
It's $100. Oh, Jeff, if you're gonna rewatch this,
Please
you are
rewatch
loved. Salut, my most excellent people. This is about the
Yeah.
time that we peace out. Unfortunately, it's like I don't want to let go.
Can you start the farewell song before it fades to that screen so Tiff can dance? Because that's
Uh,
That's my
kind
favorite
of been
I wish
favorite
Ren
part.
was
We
here,
dance
so-
at home every week, actually.
She loves dancing.
Oh,
that's all.
seeing Ren dance the first time? I'm
'Kay.
like, yep.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it on, but I'm gonna put Tiff back on the screen.
All right.
Okay, ready,
So you got
folks?
7 minutes of dancing coming up here.
Now she sewered me. I didn't. Claude and
You have
Colleen.
a tail. Get that going.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, guys, we love you. Be somebody's reason to smile. We're gonna put this exit song. You can dance. Tiff's gonna lead the dance because I'm gonna try my best to figure out how to put her back on the screen. In the meantime,
If not, no, she'll be dancing for the next 6 minutes.
Between
Either
time,
way,
we're
there's
gonna
no
do this.
stopping her.
Dave, Tiff, Janine, we love you
Yes.
a lot.
Love you guys, man.
We're
It's
proud
been
of
awesome.
we're proud of everything you've done with Harry Tats, Harry Tits, the Craft Beer Nation, and that's it. Episode 1018. We're out.
We're out. Peace.
Cheers.
I can feel my body cold against the concrete, but I can't seem to get enough. My mind is fixed on what it wants. I just let you beat me. Looks can be deceiving. Let you get the best of me in bed with my worst enemy. This is a no-go. I just can't take hold. This is a danger zone. Back up and get me home. This is a no-go. I just can't take hold. This is a danger zone. Back up and get me. So put your hand in mine. Follow me. Let me waste your time. Set up feet. Do some stupid shit. Take a seat. Let me waste your time. So put your Stop it, heaven. Thought that I knew better. Keep falling for your innocence, acting like you're into me. I know this is hopeless, moving in slow motion, trying to control my thoughts, but I can't stop our body talk. This is a no-go, I just can't take hold. This is a danger zone, back up and get me home. This is a no-go, I just can't take hold. This is a danger zone, back up and get me home. So put your hand in mine, follow me, let me waste your time. C'est la vie, do some stupid shit. Take a seat, let me waste your time. C'est la vie. Summertime. Summertime.